I got nothing.
Seriously? Oh, don't tell me that right now, please.
I know, right?
We've been sitting here for...
I know, right?
Yeah, we in.
Oh, yep. Sure.
Paul is in there. What's up, Paul? Foxy Scorpio says, where the hell is everyone?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Well, it is our Halloween show, Foxy, so this might be it.
We're super glad you're here.
Be Al. Big Bass Raider, you know he's here.
Oh, yeah.
We got the Devontae Adams jersey tonight, bruh.
Tyrone's ready to win, it looks like.
Oh, yes, Tyrone. What's up, my man? That's my dude, man. I love some Tyrone.
Are we live?
We're here, man. Lalo Maloso, what's up, my man? Says we got 20 people in here, only 5 likes.
Well, that's 20 more than we usually have for a Halloween show.
Just press the damn button, nerd.
All right, let's go ahead and kick it off. It is episode number 268 of Raiders Fan Radio.
Jackpot, baby. Raiders Fan Radio.
Oakland, LA, Oakland, Vegas, Raider Nation, wherever, forever. You got your old Uncle Mosh and Raiders Fan Radio from Murph's Man Cave, taking a lighter journey into the dark side. Sit back, put your feet up, pop a top, and enjoy the ride. Here we go!
Look left, look right, collecting top, a leaping top, touchdown!
We miss you. We love you, and we'll see you in the Hall of Fame.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.
Way up the middle, intercepted Filipiano at the 50, high running down. Oakland football, and I think Oakland victory.
The Raiders have scored on the most zany, unbelievable, absolutely impossible dream of a play. Well, I love this team. I think this team can win. I think this team can win.
You are listening live to Raiders Fan Radio, hosted by Murph, Uncle Mosh, and Swag Jeff. Take it away, guys.
Why, thank you, Brent Musburger. What is up, Raider Nation? Your old buddy Murph back once again for what we trust will be a fantastic episode of Raiders Fan Radio. It is time for a Halloween. It's time for the Halloween special here at Raiders Fan Radio. We appreciate everybody that is joining us live tonight. So I said that my name is Murph, and I'll be your host for tonight. But for those of you that are on the YouTubes, tonight it's Sven Murphy. So for those of you that know who the great Sven Gulli is, one of my all-time broadcast heroes, horror movie broadcaster each and every week on MeTV if you have it. But Chicago's own Sven Gulli. I am a huge Sven Gulli fan. I love watching that show each and every week, and so wanted to honor him tonight with my costume. So for those of you on the YouTube, that's what's going on. It's not Frank Zappa. It's not Alice Cooper. It's Sven Gulli.
Nice.
All right. Anyways, we appreciate everybody that's in the chat room tonight. Tyrone Graves, Paul Edgerton is in there. John Ogle is in there. Raider Gears and Threads. That's our buddy Jay. Chris Wood is in there. Lee B is in there. We appreciate all of you so very, very much. Raider 7258 is in there. Foxy Scorpio is in there. Vibe Raider is in there. She says, what's up, my spooky friends? Let's see. Who else is in there? Tidal Raider is in there. Lala Malosa is in there. Big Bass Raider is in there. B. Al, we appreciate you all so very, very much. And we appreciate you joining us here for this episode. We've got a lot of great stuff to get to tonight. We're going to celebrate, of course, I would call it the big Raiders win. But I guess it kind of is because any Raider win is a big win nowadays. So we're going to celebrate the Raiders win. I almost said the Waiters win. The Raiders win against the Houston Texans, of course, and then we're going to do a little bit of an outlook against for the game against the Saints. I'm not sure how much I'll be able to outlook because I don't have my glasses on tonight. I can't wear headphones with this getup, so I can't hear and I can't see. But that's okay because all I got to do is hold this thing in a straight line, and I've got two amazing co-hosts. They're going to help guide us in the right direction tonight. So first up, let me welcome in the man that adorns the Western Annex of the Murph's Fan Cave desk. You know him, you love him, as tonight he honors himself, Swag Jeff.
Well, yeah, absolutely. So, so one of your broadcast heroes is Sven Gooley, and so, so I decided to dress up as my broadcast hero.
Who's that?
Me. You know what? Yeah, you guys had some cool costume ideas and different things, and I've been all over the internet looking for a cool Halloween costume to wear to the show tonight, but I was like, I'll just be me.
Well, just be you.
Because there's nothing better.
Over there looking like Sting from WCW circa 1997.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I dig it.
You look at Michelle did all of our makeup tonight.
So good.
Crushed it on the makeup tonight.
Absolutely.
You look like you. I like the black beard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's funny. So when Jeff came over to the house earlier today, all he had was just the black beard. He didn't have all the makeup and stuff on yet.
Yeah.
And for those of you that watch The Boys, I'm like, dude, you look like Billy Butcher.
Oh, yes.
You totally had that total like dyed black beard going on.
Yes, definitely.
You even got the Butcher hair.
I do have the
You
butcher
could do the
hair.
Butcher hair. You could be Billy Butcher. We need to get you an overcoat.
Okay, deal.
All right, there you go.
Yeah,
all right.
buy me one.
Yeah. All right, so welcome to the show, Swag Jeff.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah, hey, no, you go.
Okay, well,
I don't want to talk for you.
Well, then quit talking.
Okay.
So, hey, thanks to everyone in the chat as well. So, Ron the Materator's in there. Paul is in there. Mojo, Lee B, Aaron the Q-Dog Raider, Raider J, Raider Gears and Threads right there. My beautiful, beautiful wife is in there.
Chris.
Let's see. Yeah, Tyrone Graves, Big Bass Raiders in there. And you know Big Bass Raiders here because, because we got a little something going on.
Something to give away.
And we'll talk about that in just a moment. But before I do that, I'm your best friend and theirs.
Yeah. Oh, and I didn't say that tonight.
Now, what the hell, man?
Well, we're all up.
Did I piss you off or something this week?
We're all out of sorts because it's Halloween.
I guess so. Well, and we've had the show ready for like 2 hours.
That's very true.
So we've
as
had
well.
a lot of pops while we were waiting for 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific.
We're celebrating.
Which you can catch us every single week, 7P or 7P for 7E 4.
There you go. Do it.
Right? Yeah. Hey, so we don't do the show alone.
No.
Absolutely not, because the more the merrier, right?
Absolutely.
And we got one of the best here tonight.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's my best friend and yours and theirs.
That's right.
It is Michelle Swag.
Hey, welcome to the show, Michelle.
Thanks.
So Michelle, your best friend and ours, adorns the Southern Annex or the Western Annex of the Murph's Fan Cave desk. Welcome back, Michelle. Oh, nice. Michelle is, for the audio listeners, Michelle is holding up. Did you make that one?
I didn't. No.
Michelle is an artiste.
Yes.
As they say.
Yes, she is.
As the kids say.
Best in the biz.
Yeah. So welcome, Michelle.
Best and best. Thank you. Happy to be here.
Yeah. So
Always,
were you
as
fired
always.
up for the win or what?
Yeah.
Like we finally got some good news. I felt like
win is
every
a
last couple
fucking
times
win.
we've had it. And
Yeah.
you.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. Wait, hold on. I gotta get this thing ready. Nope, not that one. It's this one. There we go.
Nice.
A little late on the draw.
Be all right.
It's okay.
Be all right.
I'm sorry.
It'll be all
I'm
right.
sorry. No more. That was the first and last, guys.
That's
all
okay.
You get.
Okay, there
It's
you
the
go.
Halloween show.
Every
We'll be
other
all right.
Halloween show. Yeah.
Every other one you got to pay for. So that's all you get. But yeah, a win is. Listen, I'm happy anytime there's a damn win.
Hey man, let's go. Let's
Totally.
Few
go.
and far between. So
Yeah, I know,
take
right?
what
So that's what I
get.
say. Like, you wouldn't normally call a win over the Texans a big win, but under these circumstances,
It's a big damn win.
huge.
Yep.
It's huge. So, hey, as I mentioned, we got a lot to get to tonight. First off, though, I want to thank our good friends over at Fansided and Just Blog Baby for their endorsement of our show and us having us be the official Raider podcast of those two websites. And you can subscribe to our show anywhere you can find a show. an audio show, a podcast, whatever. Just talk to your Alexa, talk to your internet connected device, go to any podcast service and just look for Raiders Fan Radio and you can find us. And so we appreciate all of our live folks that join us each and every week on the YouTubes, but then also those of you that join us on the audio podcast. And if you're one and not the other, be both. Just hit the subscribe on both. You don't got to listen to us more than once, but hit them both because all that stuff helps the algorithm. Helps us generate more listeners and more attention here for the show because with all of that, what we do is we take it and any of the money that we make from it, we give it to our nonprofit, which is the One Nation Foundation. And we've got some incredible stuff to get to around the One Nation Foundation tonight. So I'm going to throw that over to my buddy Swag Jeff to talk about that. And also, Jeff will give us our episode number tonight, which is 268, and tell us about how that ties into something significant in Raider Nation.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I'll do that first because I have to punch in my code because my my iPhone doesn't recognize my face. So each and every week I take a significant moment within Raider Nation, relate it back to the episode number, and this one is 268, and it's a fun one, man, because it's a career stat. It's a career stat, and we're going to be highlighting our favorite kicker.
Well, do we have a favorite kicker?
Our favorite kicker that wore 11.
Okay, Seabass. Okay.
There you go, Seabass, man. Yeah,
Okay.
Seabass. So we're gonna respect him because
maybe people like Leo Araguz out there, Jeff.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
It's definitely possible. But we're gonna honor him because we're gonna honor Seabass because he did something that no other Raider done. He's played in more Raider games than any other Raider in history.
That's amazing.
And that number stands at 268.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, man.
Well done, Swag Jeff.
Well, yeah, of course, man, of course.
Now, did that come from you, or was that from the assistant to the general manager?
Well,
T-Hum?
so that one actually, so I had that and T-Hum.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's when you know it's a good one, when you both have it.
Exactly.
That's a good one. Well, we appreciate you, Swag Jeff, for that. Appreciate T-Hum. Hey, and before you get to what we're giving away tonight, there was a couple people in there that said, hey, it's like forever since I've caught you guys live. Because it's been like a month. It's been a while. We've had a lot of travel going on. And, of course, we took off the bye week, and so we've had a lot going on. So appreciate you joining us here tonight. And yeah, if you need a reminder, we are on the YouTubes each and every week at 4 p.m. Pacific and 7 p.m. Eastern. But we've got some exciting news and I'm going to throw it to Jeff now because we've got some exciting news around our fundraising. So for those of you that don't know, we give all the money away, whether that you donate directly, that we get through us giving away and auctioning off items, through advertising dollars. We take all that money and we give it to our nonprofit, which is the One Nation Foundation. The One Nation Foundation gives all of its money, 100%, and to Raiders-related charities. Mainly this year, we're giving to the Bolitnikoff Foundation, and we're going to present them a check at the Bolitnikoff dinner in mid-December.
Yep.
Okay, so knowing all that, this is our last push. The Halloween show today, anything that we raise tonight, this is it. We are dangerously close to getting this thing into 5 figures. And I'm not going to tell you what that number exactly is going to be because we don't know. It might be just inside 5 figures, but we want to run this thing up to 5 figures because initially our goal was $8,000 and we went right on past that. So I think with a good night tonight, anything that we raise tonight, we know we can get that in hand before we go see the Bolitnikoffs in December. So after this, that's it. It's ball game for the fundraising season. So thank you to all of you.
On the YouTube.
Oh, right.
On the YouTube.
Yeah, you could still give
you
directly.
You can still direct, and we might still be doing a couple of things.
Thank you, Jeff.
Off of the show or whatever that we're going to be raffling off, auctioning off, silent auction, things like that. So there'll still be opportunities for you to give. But as far as like the live stuff, because Google only pays us once a month. And so,
that's right.
So
we won't get this till November 21st.
Exactly. And the event is in December. So, first part of December. So this is our last push. So let's go.
Let's freaking go. So that's what we're doing. So appreciate all of you that have given already. And I know we've already seen a couple come in. I'll leave that to Jeff to shout that out. But thank you to everybody that's given all this year. The first year we gave $2,000 to Bolitnikoff. The second year we gave $4,000 to Bolitnikoff. Our goal was to double that again. And you guys, not us, you guys freaking got us past that and pushed us past the goal line. And so we're going to keep it going into overtime and ring up 5 figures to the Bolitnikoffs. And we cannot do that without your help. And we love you guys so very, very much. You are so kind. So to get to that number, because I know we're going to do it, we're going to rally up and hit it tonight. Swag Jeff, what have we got in store?
Well, we got a Devontae Adams signed jersey.
Let's go.
Yeah, absolutely. So you know the drill. If you've been watching for any length of time, every $10 donation get you one poker chip into the running to win this bad boy. We're going to auction that off and pick a number at the end of the night. So we've already raised, we've already raised $80 tonight.
Yeah, look at that fundraising. Let's go. Let's go.
Absolutely.
Love you all.
We have 3 people that have donated tonight, so thank you very, very much. So keep those things going, man. Like Murph said, this is our last push, and you know, our $8,000 goal, we rocketed past that. So so let's get this thing to 5 figures. This is unbelievable. We never dreamed that we would hit 5 figures when we started this season or whatever, especially since last year was $4,000, which we thought was like, holy cow, man.
I was sweating we were going to get to 8.
Exactly.
I was like, I don't know, guys. That's a lot, you know.
Yep.
But you and Uncle Mosh, you're like, nope, we can do it. We can do it. I'm like,
absolutely,
okay, guys.
we can. Absolutely, we can. Because of Raider Nation, man.
Right.
Because these people, you know, I mean, we call ourselves we call ourselves a lot of things, but we're, you know, some people call
and
us,
other people call us a lot of things too.
Exactly. So, you know, so some people call us, you know, the Tailgate Raider podcast and stuff like that. But we're the dog whistle, man. If you get it and you hear it, then you're all in on it. And, and these people that tune in each and every week, both on the audio and the video, you know, you guys are the real MVPs here.
Right, let's go.
So, you know, so why not help the One Nation Foundation tonight, and then also, you know, potentially run away with the best wide receiver in all of football's jersey.
Hey, man,
You know
let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Michelle, did you ever think we were going to hit that number when we started off?
No, like, because, I mean, you think double is like a good goal. But then to rocket past that is incredible.
Absolutely.
Really cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we're so thankful. So I know that Aaron the Q-Dog Raider dropped the 1911 in there. He says, greetings, nation. I have my pendejo costume on. Hey, we're going to get to some pendejos here, too, in a minute. I promise you that. And then who else we had? We had Matthew Mangus in there. Says, the makeup looks badass. Thank you, Matthew Mangus. That is incredibly kind. We appreciate you. Tyler Raider says, I heart Domenicos. Absolutely, you do. You are. I'm telling you, are on the Mount Rushmore of Domenico's connoisseurs.
Tida, I had that baked turkey cran today. I know you're jealous. He
Oh,
had it when he was.
oh, he did?
Yeah.
That baked
That's
turkey
good
cran.
stuff, man.
I went with the salad. Jeff had the dip. I mean, they're all hitters. There's no misses there.
There's no miss.
There's no missing it there at Domenico's. And then also Daniel Mangus came in there, all for Freddie and Tracy's Place of Hope. Thank you, Daniel Mangus. Yes, that's where
Thank you guys very, very much.
That's right. That's where the Bolitnikovs. You guys have heard enough about Tracy's Place of Hope. We talked about it a lot, but that's where all this money is going to go. Is not only Tracy's Place of Hope, but the Bolitnikov Center of Hope, and of course that provides sanctuary and rehabilitation for young women who are at risk of substance abuse and domestic violence. So that's where this money's going, and we cannot wait to share your generosity with the Bolitnikovs. Pineapple is in there. Aloha, guys. Nice to be live again. Absolutely. Nice to be live back with you, brother, as he drops a $20 donation in there. Incredibly kind. Thank you so much. We're already over $100. Awesome, man. Way to get it going. Guys, Mojo in there says, Murph is creeping me out. Mojo, I'm creeping myself out. Every time, every once in a while, I get like a little like a glimpse of myself off camera. And then also, too, like, I'm playing with my hair like crazy. I've never had hair like this.
Yeah, but that's my wife said in the chat earlier. She goes, oh, Murph with hair. It's like giving me anxiety.
Yeah, it's giving me anxiety, too. I don't know what to do with it all. Like, I just kind of like to do this.
Murph's gonna start rocking wigs.
This might have to be a thing from now on. All right, let's go ahead and hit some contact info and then jump into the top of the show.
Woo! Hey, Raider Nation! You got your old Uncle Mosh here with an updated contact info. So sit up, zip up, shut up, and pay attention. You can call us at 909-345-3346, or as Murph would say it, 909-345-3346. How about emailing me? You want to email me? Email me at show@RaidersFanRadio.com. Or what about reaching out to us on some of that social media stuff Swaggy likes? Try Facebook at Raiders Fan Radio Podcast, the Twit at Twitter at Raiders Fan Radio, Insta something, Instagram at Raiders Fan Radio, the ticky-ticky-tocky-tock, TikTok at Raiders Fan Radio, or what about the Twitch? Some of you out there twitching. Anyway, Twitch at Raiders Fan Radio. Or if you don't like that, go to the YouTube. America, go to the YouTube. YouTube.com/Raiders Fan Radio. Oh my God, if that wasn't enough, go to your podcast provider and search Raiders Fan Radio. Holy crap, that was a lot.
Good.
Oh, let's go. Let's go.
Air high fives all the way around. Air high fives.
Yes.
Well done. Well done.
Yeah.
Well done. That was legit.
Of course, we would miss on the Halloween episode. Michelle's here.
Absolutely. Well,
know what I mean?
and she QB'd us on that one, dude.
Totally.
Because I was looking at her, looking at you, and you were looking away. So I'm like, all right, I'm going on Michelle's call. Michelle's call.
Heck yeah.
Hey, Michelle, before we move on to the top of the show here, shout out who we got in the chat room.
Okay, all right. We got Ron obviously is in there. We got Capo. We got MacBud. Paul's in there. Daniel. Oh, Purple and Gold Raider. Seen them before. Mojo.
What's up, Mojo?
Everybody's in there.
We were just talking about you, Mojo, about how much. About the dog.
he get up here?
I don't know. He made his way in. We were talking about how much we missed you, Mojo, when the Raiders were out here for the Titans game. And much love to you and Miss Libby, and hope everything's going well. And Mojo, I've got a little bit of respect headed your way, my friend, here in just a second. But before we get to respect, sadly, with every point, there's a counterpoint. So before we get to the good, we're going to talk about the bad. And we're going to talk about some big stupids. Yeah. We're going to talk about some people that unfortunately are pendejos.
Pendejo. 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 Pendejo.
All right, so here's where we unfortunately have to share a little bit of the downside of the internet at times.
Okay.
So I mean, look, I don't know if you guys heard, but Twitter can be a toxic place at times. I know, it's bananas. But sometimes you can find stuff that I'll just say this, guys. I'm triggered.
You've been triggered.
I was triggered.
I have been triggered. You were triggered?
I was triggered.
Swag Jeff hasn't even heard this yet.
I haven't heard this yet.
I'm going to play this for you.
Okay.
I'm not even going to set it up. I'm just going to play this for you, Raider Nation. I'll give you this. I'll set it up in this way. We are a purely fan-created show.
Sure.
Yep.
We are all three fans in here. Uncle Mosh is a fan. Cousin Sonny's a fan. Everybody listening, you're all fans. And nobody that's ever been on this show sat in one of these chairs, a member of the media, a former player. The closest could be QB Jeff, because he actually does color games, color broadcasters. What am I trying to say? He's the color man for the Middle Tennessee broadcast, and he was a former MTSU quarterback. So he's pretty close. But in terms of the NFL goes, none of us are insiders. We're not analysts, and we've never pretended to be. It's one of the whole reasons, or one of the main points of why this show is called Raiders Fan Radio. So all that being said, listen to what I came across and stumbled across on the interwebs.
It does. You and I talked about this. I can't remember if it was on the show or off the air, about how ridiculous it is that so many people get their information or are entertained by podcasts, by shows that feature people who have no connections, who have no background in the NBA. They're just like fans, but for some reason people love them.
I mean, big problem. I don't have a problem with that if, those hosts, and look, I'm good friends with Bram Hillsman, who's the host of Warriors Huddle. He's a very close friend of mine. He would tell you he's just a fan of the team. He's not, an insider. But the thing that I respect about his show is that he has, experts on and all the time. And I do think that dynamic can be really good. But if a podcast is just a couple fans sitting around and pontificating, why should I listen to you? Because you don't know anything more than Joe Schmo walking down the street. You haven't, you haven't talked to anyone. You don't have any actual insight.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's some networks out there like, one called Blue Wire. And the problem is networks like that tarnish the image of all the other shows. And these teams take note of that. And it affects our damn access and credibility. So anyways, it blows my mind.
Okay. So I've been sitting on this for a few days, and I went on a little bit of a Twitter tirade myself and lashing out at these guys. And ultimately, we're going to turn this thing into a positive because I've got respect on the heels of what this thing is. But I will tell you this. These are the Locked On Warriors. I'm not going to say their names, but it's Locked On Warriors. So it's the Locked On Network is who these guys are. And I would say this, that like I've got a lot of takeaways, but the first thing that popped into my head is that you have insulted the hell out of our listeners. That you think they're so effing stupid. I'm gonna really keep my F-bombs out in the holster. You think they're so stupid that they can't decipher the difference between fan-created content and officials Raider media. Like that to me was the worst part. That's what jumped out. And so like my protective spirit came out because I'm like, basically you're insulting the shit out of our listeners. And those are our people. That's our family. Like, so don't do that. The other thing that bothered me about it is that with that support that we get from our listening audience, they're putting their hard-earned money into our foundation. Like they're putting their money where their fandom is, their money where their mouth is. They're actually doing something much bigger than what these two dopey idiots are doing. And whoever's listening, I don't know, I'm not going to insult their audience either. But
who are they?
It's the Locked On Warriors podcast. It's
Fucking
for like
nobody.
Do they work for
they work for Locked On. So these
no. Do they work for the
well,
Warriors?
they're credentialed media members, yes. Okay. But here's the hold on, let me finish
shit.
it. So so here's the thing. So they're credentialed media members, but let's not like pretend like they're freaking hanging out with Draymond Green and freaking got Steph Curry on speed dial or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They're not having lunch with Steve Kerr. Like you're only so closely associated with the team. They're listening to the same press conferences we are. They're listening to the same interviews that we are. To make it sound like there's some additional insight, first off, like it's a completely ridiculous statement because like, look, whatever other access you get, I'm sorry, we don't freaking take distant iPhone videos from the sidelines and put them up on Twitter. So that makes somehow like that content is so much better. Okay. So like that drives me nuts. And these two guys, like, it's not like we're talking about Jim Rome and Rich Eisen over here. It's the Locked On Network. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like, it's exactly, you know what I mean? I'm sure after student loans, these guys are working in the red. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's completely crazy to me. And the other thing too, like, and I know we're an audio podcast, but the visual of these guys, it's like a glorified Zoom call. Like, I don't know, how about you invest some money and some production value into your content, like what we're doing. You know what I mean? It's absolutely ridiculous. And so, anyways, I'll save you the rest of kind of some of the thoughts that I had. But here's what I would say to these guys. I would encourage you not to go after fan-created content audiences. Like, I wouldn't do that. And we're small potatoes in that world. There's people like our buddy Graf and others, Samoan, that have monster shows. Like, and so I would encourage you to not go after those people because those are the folks, again, that's really who this kind of like fired me up for most. And I will just say this finally to these guys, like you could take your stupid effing credentials, you could turn them some bitches sideways and you can shove them straight up your candy ass because we're not hearing it.
No, yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. That's just that it blows my mind. Like who the hell are you? Who the hell are you people? Like, okay, cool. You get to wear a lanyard and go out, do whatever.
And do what? What is it you're going to do with your lanyard?
Press conference and watch Steph Curry give answers to other people because they're sure as hell not going to call on
the Locked On guy.
Locked on Warriors. What do you have to say? Let's bring you up to the front row. And so, okay, so if fans aren't listening to them, who's listening to these people? Who's listening to the Locked On Warriors podcast? It's fans. So you're not only insulting people like us and people like Graphic and Samoan and, Cody and all these other people that do stuff, Mikey, all these close friends of ours and stuff, minus that one guy. But, but you're insulting your own listeners. So whatever subscribers they had, I mean, how can you have them after that? Like, you basically just called those people dumbasses for listening to fan-created content, and because there's no credibility in fan-created content. We're not trying to be credible.
Thank you.
We're freaking fans, man. We're fans.
Look at the way we're dressed right now.
Yeah. Yeah, and like you said, they're not sitting in the locker room post-game talking to Curry about what are y'all going to do the next play. Hey, what do you think about this right here? No, they're credentialed media members or whatever, but they're glorified fans.
Right. Amen.
They're glorified fans. What the hell's the difference?
Not sure that there's a whole lot.
Sorry, I was yelling.
Do it, babe.
Because I need like a button that just hits every time I cuss. Because way to punch down on
no kidding.
Right.
Like the level that they're on honestly, I didn't. I mean, not like I like listen or pay attention to that, but like I didn't even know who they were. I saw you post it, and I was like, way to shit on the little guy that just is trying to connect with other fans. Like, you just want to reach out and connect with another fan that's feeling the same way that you're feeling. That's literally what we're doing, is trying to connect with fans, and then you create a freaking family of people that are feeling the same way that you're feeling. Like, who are those guys? Like, they literally look like they were podcasting from their parents' basement. Like, what? Like, what makes you feel like you have the right to even, like, I literally can't even speak without dropping F-bomb after F-bomb, because what the was that? Like, why would you say that?
Like kind of out of nowhere too. It's like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, and then the first guy spoke, and then the second guy was like, yeah, I have a friend that does that or whatever, but he has people on his podcast that are like professionals. So what? Like,
ooh,
what
good
is
for
that?
you.
Yeah, like, okay, so we can play the same clips that you play. Like, you're hearing the same things that everybody else plays. Like, the fact that they literally thought they were better.
Yeah. I'm with you. Embarrassing. Absolutely. Well, you know, Jeff, it reminded me a lot of, and we'll get off of this here in a second, but because we got some more important stuff to get to.
We got a lot of important stuff.
The generosity of Raider Nation tonight is flowing in. We're going to get to that. But so Jeff and I, and this is not me dropping any kind of thing, because we are nobodies, but we had an opportunity to travel with the Nashville Predators last week. Yeah. It's one of the reasons that we were on a Tuesday. Jeff and I had a chance to travel with the team on the team plane, and this is not a bragger. I'm telling you this because it sets up this point. We traveled with the team. We traveled and hung out and partied with the freaking media team. It was an amazing, once-in-a-lifetime trip, especially for a fan of a team. We were embraced by not only the organization, but when we told the Predators broadcast media, like, you want to talk about official? We're talking about Willie Donovan. We're talking about Chris Mason, a guy Chris Mason, who was a starting goalie for the Nashville Predators, now does color commentary for them. You can't get more credentialed and more close to the team than a guy like Chris Mason. He found out we had a little podcast, and what did he say, Jeff?
He goes, "Hey, when am I coming on?
I want to be part of it."
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
He loves the NFL.
He loves the NFL. He's not particularly a fan of the Raiders, but a fan of football and just a fan of sports in general. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, because he played it for like 13 years in a career, and now he's covering, our hometown hockey team. And so we asked, when are we going to do it? And he goes, of course, well, when do you want to come on? He gives Murph his number, and he starts hitting up Murph.
Like, hey, when am I going to be on the show?
Hey, don't forget about me, man. Don't forget about me. Like, dude, we got you. Like,
talk
you're
about,
coming, dude.
Yeah, like, talk. So that's like, that's the whole spirit of it. Is like, you lift up the little guy. You don't beat, you know what I mean? Like you said, punching down is a great term. All right. Yeah. I got one more little clip to play around this thing, and I want to move off. We probably already spent too much time on it, but that was just that hit us all in the feels. Yeah. So sorry, Raider Nation, and thank you for letting us vent a little bit there. But I will say this: sometimes things are taken out of context, especially when you see clips on the internet. So in the defense of the Locked On Warriors guys, I've got this little bit to play for you, because here's the full extent of the clip.
About how ridiculous it is that so many people get their information or are entertained by podcasts, by shows that feature people who have no connections. They're just like fans, but for some reason people love them.
I imagine them riding bikes.
A couple fans sitting around and pontificating. Why should I listen to you? Because you don't know anything more than Joe Schmo walking down the street. You haven't talked to anyone. You don't have any actual insight.
Oh my God.
Are ya fuckers? This is Captain Jack.
You're listening to the soothing sounds of Raiders Fan Radio with Murph, Uncle Mosh, and that wonderful gentleman, Swag Jeff.
What the fuck are you doing?
So it's so funny. So the chat is always has the best stuff.
I'm hoping they have our back.
Yeah, they totally got our back for sure. But Mojo quotes Swag Jeff when it says we're not trying to be it says we're not trying to be credible, says Swag Jeff in in a Swag Jeff makeup outfit or whatever he said. It's so good, man.
That's the best.
It's so good. Hey, so before we
get to the updates, man.
Yeah, so before we jump into the respect segment, to give respect to the people that deserve it, we want to give respect to a lot of people that deserve it tonight. I'm going to scroll back up here just so we can catch all these right here. I know Ron the Materator had a $20 donation in there. Ebony Graves had a $20 donation in there. Matthew Mangus with another 20 that brought him up to $70. And then the big hitter started to come play. Big Bass Raider with a $100 donation to the One Nation Foundation says, I still say 10 or 11 wins and 4-2 in the division.
Nice.
Let's get ready for a ride, Raider Nation. Let's go. Aaron the Q-Dog Raider with another $20 donation as well.
Thank you, Aaron.
Yeah, Franklin83 with a 5. I told him, hey, Franklin83, if you're listening still, throw in another 5. I'll give you a poker chip for sure. Let's see. Kill Jadis with the hashtag One Chip Gang with a $10 donation. Then Pineapple came in with a $100 donation to the One Nation Foundation for sure. Yeah, thank you guys very, very much. Tider Raider with another $10 donation. Let's see here. And then a couple more just came in. Vicky Everett with a $20 donation as well. I don't know if I've ever seen Vicky's name in there.
I haven't either. She said Raiders for life. You guys are awesome. Raiders!
Yeah, so thank you, Vicky.
Thank you.
If this is your first time, thanks for joining us and thanks for donating to the One Nation Foundation. So, and then Trinidad with a 20 as
our
well.
buddy Trin.
So
What's
yeah,
up?
man. So these things are rolling in. If you tuned in late, where the hell were you? Where the hell were you at? But hey, we're raffling off this signed Devontae Adams jersey tonight, and all the money earned tonight goes to the One Nation Foundation. So let's go. Let's keep this going. Let's do a record night, man. This is our last push before the Bolitnikoff dinner, where we're going to be presenting a check on your behalf to the Bolitnikoff. So let's do it big. Let's set a record tonight.
Let's do it. So, all right, we appreciate you all so very, very much. So, here at the top of the show, and this might be
holy cow.
Is this going to be a 3-hour show? A 3-hour show. But, anyways, here at the top of the show, after Pendejos, of course, more importantly, now it's time to give some respect.
Yeah.
Is it playing?
Nope.
Oh, there it goes.
There we go.
I don't have headphones on, so I need these guys to tell me what's up.
Murph, Swaggy J, Nation, it's time for a little respect. You know, respect ain't bought, it ain't sold, it ain't demanded, it ain't negotiated, it's earned. And without blowing smoke or giving shameless plugs, we want to say salute and much respect to the following folks.
Oh, you should have put a different voice in there.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Ready?
Yeah.
yep.
Oh, shoot. Oh my gosh, we've been playing with all the sound effects here on the thing too, just
so
having a blast with it. Yeah, but this was the where was the? Here we go.
This is the one we're gonna use for Halloween. Yeah.
Why? Go
ahead. Why? Thank you, Brent Musgrave.
Oh my gosh.
This is riveting radio. Oh.
All right, let's get to some respect. All right, so oops, shoot.
My daughter's in the chat.
Oh.
It's her first time in the chat. Her and her
Oh
boyfriend.
my gosh,
Andrew.
I
Shouts
love
out to
her
Libby
YouTube
and
name.
Andrew, Rackalibs.
Rackalibs.
Oh, nice.
I love that. What's up, Libby?
What's up, Libby and Andrew?
That's right.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all joining us in here tonight. Yeah, this is not normally what our show looks like. So for first-time listeners or watchers, like that, they're going to be like, "What are these people doing?" Like,
this is cool as hell.
I love it. All right, here we go. So let's give some respect. So on the heels of what those pendejos had to say, this is where I want to give respect. And we got a lot to give today. But I want to give respect first and foremost to Patrick Allen. Patrick Allen, for those of you that don't know, he's the VP of content creation at Fansided. He and Cribsy and Carrie at Fansided were the ones that recruited us to be part of the Fansided network and to give a voice to our dopey little show and to make us the official Raider podcast for Fansided and Just Blog Baby. So I want to give respect to Patrick because he gives a voice to the fan. I also want to give much respect to my good friend, Scott Gilbranson from Silver and Black Today, who has given a voice to us as well on the Silver and Black Today show by literally calling this segment voice of the fan and having me join them after every Raider game. And without those guys and without that help, without being part of Just Blog Baby, without being part of Silver and Black Today, we don't get to the fundraising goals that we've gotten to this year.
Yes.
So much respect to those guys for giving us a voice, giving us an opportunity, giving us a platform, and validating it. You know what I mean? And again, not trying to pretend like we're something we're not, but just really just putting it out there and enabling us. And so we thank you so very, very much to those guys. And of course, Mo Moten and Evan Grote, the two guys that I sit in with on that Silver and Black Today show. We appreciate you guys so very. Give them applause one more time.
Oh my gosh! Yeah,
appreciate you guys so very.
Can't ask for better folks, man. Yep.
All right, so next up, I want to give respect to a guy this is another quarterback.
Okay.
He's a quarterback at Cornell University.
Okay.
And he reached out to us and he said, "Hey, I just did an interview with Mike Mayock for the Cornell Business School podcast.
Okay.
Would you all be willing to promote it and talk about it on your show?" Well, here you go, Noah. We appreciate you and your podcast. If you search for the Cornell Business School podcast, you can find the Mike Mayock episode on there. And these guys do an amazing job of interviewing Mike Mayock. And there's a lot of good content in there. I'll leave you to go listen to the podcast to hear everything. But I did pull one clip because I thought this would be interesting to you all, Raider Nation. There was a lot of talk and discussion at the last game last year when, of course, we beat the San Diego Superchargers in our crib at Allegiant Stadium about whether the Raiders were wanting to play for a tie. You guys remember all that?
Yeah.
And it was still, and I'd never heard it come out anywhere what they were actually doing. Now, we all speculated there's no way the Raiders were going to play for a tie, but there was a lot of people that said, "Oh yeah, they were going to dip out of there with a tie." So these guys hit Mayock with the question, and Mayock gives it an awesome answer. Check this out.
Week 18, Chargers versus Raiders. Brandon Staley calls a timeout. Was there ever any consideration that you guys were going to play for the tie? Because that's what the whole world was talking about that whole night. The tie is coming up. And a lot of players didn't think so. But was that ever the case?
No. I mean, at that point, no. I mean, we already had the tie, basically. The only way we could lose the tie was getting the field goal blocked.
Yeah.
And in all honesty, Richie and I had talked about it that day before the game. A couple hours before the game.
Yeah. I love he calls him Richie.
If we tie, we're in.
Yeah.
You know, and we didn't even think there'd be. What are the odds that that's really going to happen, right? And now we're staring it right there. And I was proud of Richie. I was proud of our players. Josh Jacobs, gashed him a couple times.
Yeah.
And that freaking Daniel Carlson's a sniper. He don't miss anything. And in all honesty, it did a couple things. It sent a message to our division. Okay, Kansas City's been special, but we needed to send a message to the Chargers, number one. And number two, because we got the win, we're the number 5 seed. And we're going to Cincinnati to play 4. We had already played Cincinnati, and we thought we could beat them.
Yeah.
So I like being the 5 seed, to be honest with you.
Wasn't that insane, Michelle? You were there at that game, you and Lamont. Wasn't that incredible?
Man, that was incredible. It was incredible. I don't think I've had an experience like that since. Like it was too much.
That was one of the best Raider games ever. It was absolutely incredible.
I think I may have collapsed in the ground and cried a little bit. I think I might have thanked God for answering my prayers.
When you all were down there, you were with Fabricator Gil, a lot of good friends of ours. Did you all, was there any talk at the time around oh my gosh, the Raiders might be playing for a tie, or did you guys know that? See, we didn't either. Well, me and Mosh and Trinidad and those guys, we didn't.
My mind. I didn't even realize that was a thought until after, and everybody was like, "Oh, they were going to go for a tie." I was like, "What? No, why? No."
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, and I love, and Brandon Staley might have been trying to do that,
right?
But the freaking Raiders weren't. We were in there to freaking gut the Chargers and get out of there. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was awesome. So, anyways, good stuff there. Appreciate those guys. And once again, Cornell Business School. Check out Noah Diamond and their podcast there. And again, these guys are him and his co-host. And I apologize, I don't have his co-host name, but they're quarterbacks at Cornell too. So, really good stuff there. And it's about a 30-minute show. Good listen there. All right, I've got one more to get to before we get into. You guys won't talk about the Raiders. It's Halloween, and we're raising a bunch of movies. Yeah, but we are going to talk about the Raiders Texans and the Raiders Saints right now. But right before we get to that, and Swag's going to shout out the chat one more time and update us on the fundraising. But before we get to that, I want to give much respect to Made Man Max.
Yeah,
Max is Mojo. For those of you that are familiar with Mojo Raider, good longtime friend of the show. His son Max, who is a made man who got made around here a long, long time ago. In fact, we feature him in his by name, anyways, in the Uncle Mosh song, the Monster Mash parody we made.
No way.
Yeah, we're gonna play that in a little bit. But you hear Max get referred to there. But anyway, so Max is part of the Rancho Hills Titans, 13-year-olds, and Max,
he's the stud on the team.
He's the stud. He plays linebacker. He's an absolute rock star on the team, and they're getting ready to get featured on the local TV station because they're playing so good. And so, anyways, and so look forward to that. And Mojo, when that broadcast, share that with us so we can make sure we push it out on our socials. But much respect to Made Man Max and of course to Mojo. Keep kicking ass, Max, man. We're rooting for you.
Yeah.
Everybody here in the fan cave, man, we all got your back.
And as your dad says, all other teams can lick your butthole.
They can lick your butthole. That's right. That's right.
And as Max says, all other teams can lick my dad's butthole.
There you go. Oh my gosh.
This is Raiders Fan Radio. I'm Brent Musburger, and I don't care who wins as long as it's the Raiders.
Yeah, so thanks everyone in the chat. Mojo, of course, is in there. Paul is in there. Silver and Black today. Our boy Scott's in there. What's up, my man? Ron the Mater Raiders in there. Chevy Silver Raider. Matthew Mengus. Let's see. We had a couple other donations come in. John Ogle with a 20. Yoshi with a 10 right there. I'm just going to tell you, man, we're over $500 already tonight. Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go. Oh, sorry. Yeah, hey, so we're well on our... Oh, let's go. Hey, we're on our way to a record night, man. Let's keep these donations coming, man. If you tuned in late, like Scott Gilbranson, where the hell were you, bro?
I hope he caught his respect segment right there, though.
Oh yeah, no kidding, right? Hey, so we're raffling off this signed Devontae Adams jersey tonight. Every $10 donation gives you one poker chip into the running. Scott might need that for the background of his shot.
Oh, I like it.
You know what I mean?
like it.
So,
he's got the pictures of Derek Carr. He's got some other stuff going on.
He does, man. But
we
yeah,
might need to get you a signed DA jersey there, Scott.
It's about time, dude.
Absolutely.
It's about time, man. And that's it.
Is that it?
The end.
Oh, there he goes. He just dropped the 20 in there.
Go.
Said, my guys, we appreciate you, Scott. Oh, that's awesome, man. We love you too, brother. And again, I hope you caught your respect segment. If not, we have to go back in a little bit because we definitely appreciate you and the platform that you give us, my friend. All right, let's talk about this game. All right, so here we go. Let's go hit the Wayback Machine a little bit. You got the yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was writing down poker chips. Sorry.
All right, so we could call this the Raiders Texans I don't know, review, or we could just call this the Josh Jacobs Love Fest hour.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so check this out. I'm just going to kick it off with a few stats here for you. Michelle, I'm going to throw it to you. I want to hear what you had to say on this. All right, so here we go. I don't have my glasses on, so this will be interesting. Running back Josh Jacobs rushes 15 yards for his third touchdown against the Texans to extend the Raiders' lead to 31-20. Josh Jacobs, 3 rushing touchdowns on Sunday, tied his single-game career high. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah,
pretty cool start. But while that may be his career high, he also has some notable Raiders franchise firsts. So he is the first to have 3 straight games with 100 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown. He's also the first to have 3 straight games with 150 scrimmage yards and a rushing touchdown. He's also the first to have 500 scrimmage yards and 6 rushing touchdowns in a 3-game span. Prior, for most rushing yards per game in Raiders history, prior to Josh Jacobs from 2019 up until the game this last Sunday, his average per game is 75.9. Michelle, do you want to guess who might be second on that list?
My guess would be Marcus Allen, but
Marcus Allen is number 4.
Oh, he's
okay,
number 4.
So Marcus has got 58.9 average per game from 1982 to 1992. Any other guesses? Swag, you got any?
Will you repeat the question, please?
The most rushing yards per game in Raiders history is now Josh Jacobs with 75.9 from 2019 up until last Sunday. There are 4 other names on the list to round out the top 5. Michelle got Marcus correct.
Okay, Bo.
Bo is second on the list. Yeah. 73.2 from 1987 to 1990.
Okay.
The third one might surprise you. It surprised me.
Charlie Garner?
Great guess. No, it's not Charlie Garner. It's Marshawn freaking Lynch.
Oh, shit.
60.3 yards in 2 years, 2017 to 2018. And then rounding out the top 5 is Clem Daniels with 58.7 from 61 to 1967. Josh Jacobs' 3-game stretch marks only the 6th time in the last 6 seasons in the NFL that a player has recorded 3 or more consecutive games of 100-plus rushing yards. 61 of Josh Jacobs' rushing yards came after contact, but he also forced 8 missed tackles and earning a 91.4 grade over the win against the Texans. That's a PFF grade, and you know how much they hate the freaking Raiders. Career rushing touchdowns in Raiders history. Josh Jacobs has now cracked the top 4. He is 4th on the list with 34 touchdowns. Want to guess any of the other names?
I don't.
Okay. Well, your guess with Marcus, you're on the last one, would have been top of the list.
Shoot.
Marcus is 79 touchdowns, by far number 1. You want to guess any swag?
Will you repeat the question?
He is working poker chips over there.
Sorry,
though,
I'm working the chip.
All
Gang. Chip gang.
How about you, Raider Nation? Let's hear any.
You're
chat
not going to
room.
ask me the question?
Well, okay. Most career rushing touchdowns in Raiders history. Marcus Allen is number 1 with 79. Josh Jacobs is now number 4 at 34. You want to guess? There are 3 names in the middle because 2 of them are tied.
Oh man. In rushing touchdowns?
Yeah, I'll give you a hint. Watch Jeff run away with this.
Yeah, it's Mark Van Egan. I was going to say that. Pete. Was it Mark Van Egan and Pete Banaszak?
Yeah, you got 2 of the 3.
Okay.
So Pete Banaszak, if you needed a yard, he'd what, Jeff?
Yeah, we'd get you a yard.
If you needed 3 yards,
he'd get you a yard.
That's right. Rooster Banaszak with 47 touchdowns. Okay. So he's number 2 on the list. And number 3 on the list is Mark Van Egan, tied with Aaron the Q-Dog's guy, Zach Crockett. For another Q-Dog who was Zach Crockett used to have like rush. He would have like 4 rushes for 12 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Right.
Like it was crazy.
But look at the theme right there. It's the big boys. It's the guys that'll go in and vulture those touchdowns from the guy that's doing all the work. You know, that. Like,
poor old Clem Daniels is out there running around, and then Rooster punches it in.
Yeah, exactly. Totally.
Absolutely. Yeah. So good stuff there. So all right. So just an amazing. Let me stop there. I'm gonna pause there. Get a breath. Okay. Michelle, watching Josh Jacobs on Sunday.
Listen. It felt so good just watching him carrying bitches on his back. Like people,
Let's go.
He was just like a man on a mission. He literally was thinking, we're not losing this game. Like if I have to carry everyone on my back, I'm going to do it because we can't go down one more. So it was I won't say that I knew we were going to win that game because that would be a lie. But watching him run, I thought, I think it's going to be a good game. Because he was unstoppable. Like he
Absolutely.
was busting through people. He was just trucking over people. So I knew it was going to be good. It was going to be a good game.
Absolutely. Jeff, let me ask you this, okay? Obviously, he was impressive, and we're all in love with the performance. There is also some discussion around, let's not throw him so much money so fast that he has been injured. He's in a contract year, so we know there's a little extra mustard on it. Do you think the Raiders, and I don't even know when, because they didn't pick up his option, so I don't even know at what point they can start negotiating with there if they have to wait till the end of the chat room will know. Let us know, chat room. Because I don't think you can sign him mid-season. I don't think when you decline the option, I don't think you can, or maybe you can, I don't know. Somebody tell us. But the overall thought is this: get through this year, get into the offseason, and then re-sign him. But at that point, is he too expensive? Is somebody going to give him $15 million?
Good running backs really are kind of hard to find. I know that's kind of, you get the young guys and they flash for a season or something like that.
That's the thing, is that you can get the young guys in.
Yeah, but
you can come up with a Breece Hall. You can come up with a Pacheco. You can come up with these younger guys.
All these other guys have injury problems too.
Right.
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs is not the anomaly there. He's
not
the only Raider, or he's not the only running back in the NFL that goes down. I mean, look at a guy like
Breece Hall.
Breece Hall, Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley. These guys have never seen the field for an entire season, but but now look at Saquon Barkley. That guy's freaking balling out in New York right now.
Derrick Henry last year.
Exactly.
Hurt last year. You're right.
Jacobs he can be injury prone. So it's a crapshoot.
That's what I'm saying.
So don't pay him, and then he gets hurt, then you might have a little more wiggle room. But he balls out the rest of this season, then you probably aren't going to be able to. It's a crapshoot. Roll the dice.
If he plays the rest of this season like he did this last Sunday, he becomes undeniable.
Right.
He's going to command a large contract from somewhere. Will it be with the Raiders? And
we got money to spend, man.
I know we got money to spend, but that's a lot of money. I mean, we saw think about how high profile and controversial it was when the Titans gave Derrick Henry all that money. Right. Now he's produced because like the old adage goes, you're not getting paid for what you did. You're getting paid for what they think you're going to do. Right. And Derrick Henry has lived up to that contract. You know what I mean? Where, and some others have not. When you think about like a Le'Veon Bell, or you think about like there's a lot of other running backs that got big contracts and didn't live up to them. So it's scary. Here's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid that he's going to play so well that he's going to get $1 bajillion from, I don't know, like pick a team. I don't know. That's what I'm afraid of, is that he's going to go, his price tag is going to get so big that we're not going to be able to pay him. You know what I mean? And that's because, are we fans of any other player on this team more? And I know prisoner of recency, sure, but are we bigger fans of any other player on the team more right now today than Josh Jacobs?
I wouldn't say so. No. How could you be? How could you be? We're who can't say that their favorite player on a team isn't the one that's balling out and winning you football games? The one that's doing that right now wears a 28.
Absolutely,
that's the guy.
Yeah, it's a hard. Obviously, I don't want to be the one making the decision because I'm like pay him, but also don't pay him till next year, because let's see what happens. He may get hurt. Like, you just don't know. It feels still kind of early, to just pay. I don't know.
Just because of a 3-game span.
Yeah.
Well, and it's funny because how many times do you see running backs do that, where they get all this, they have a baller season on a contract year, then they sign a big deal, and then they go out with an injury the following year, or they shit the bed the following year.
That's the Le'Veon Bell situation.
Exactly. Yeah, stuff like that.
You look at the way he plays so hard, it's almost like, I don't want to say inevitable that he's going to get hurt, but the way that he plays.
But so does Derrick Henry.
Hard. That's true.
You know what I mean? So there's no.
That's true. Yeah.
There's no mistaking that it's the most battered of positions, especially on offense. Like, there's no mistaking. It's the toughest. You as far as body composition, you're going to take a beating more than anything else.
Right.
Our buddy Scott in there says, give him the money if he makes the whole season, because the cap goes up. And that's a great point, that the salary cap goes up every year, and that there's going to be additional monies to spend. And so I think that's a very, very fair point, because it's going to hurt a lot of feelings if Josh Jacobs is wearing another team's jersey.
So many other teams find the freaking money, find the money and pay him.
Like the Rams or whatever.
Like you build a synergy with a team, and you build that with the offensive line. They're the ones, busting holes open.
Hey, let's not skate over how well those big guys are doing,
exactly.
right?
And let me tell you, I wanted to shit on them in the beginning of the season, because I'm like, dang, can we? Even if it's a mouse hole, give me something. But so that's that synergy that they've built. He's running behind them, or even 45. He's running by, he's trusting them.
Jacob Johnson, my guy.
You're trusting those people. So you've built that relationship. So you almost. Obviously, as a fan, I want to keep the team together, because I feel like that's where a lot of that magic comes from. But it's a crapshoot. It's just a crapshoot.
Absolutely.
And I don't like it.
Great points there, guys. All right, so check this out. So I got a few more stats for you here. So the Raiders, 5.43 yards per carry are the most ever through 6 games. Their previous best was in 1968 and 1971. To give you an idea of how much better that is than this year, last year they were at 3.3 at this point last season. So they've almost doubled their yards per carry, and that's all Josh. Right now, the Raiders lead the NFL with 5.7 adjusted line yards per carry. No other offense in the NFL is above 5.1. The Raiders have only been stuffed for a loss or no gain 11% of the time. That's second best in the league behind Green Bay. So you talk about how that offensive line is balling out. There it is. Speaking of the offensive line, I've got an audio clip here for you. This is off NFL Network. This is James Jones, former Raider, former Packer, of course, too. But he's talking about that offensive line and about how they're making so much room for Josh Jacobs. And he calls them the Cookie Monsters. This is interesting. I don't know if I've never heard the offensive line be referred to as Cookie Monsters, but here's James Jones. Let's check in with him as he's got to talk about how that offensive line is getting a big push up front.
But right here, right, we know how special Josh Jacobs is, but let's give some credit to these Cookie Monsters up front too, right? Because they are moving people out of the way. And then to get explosive plays in the run game, you need the wide receivers. Let's run it. Right here, you motion over, we blocking down. We pulling, right? We are getting on the edge and letting 28 be 28. And right, great design right here by Josh McDaniels. We blocking down, we get on the edge, we got a lead blocker. He's running through arm tackles. You're not going to bring him down if you don't wrap up, running through arm tackles. Then again, right, we following the tight end, coming straight down here. But look at this right here. Just pause it. He has his flags on still. The Cookie Monsters is making holes, and Josh Jacobs is not touched till he's 5 yards down the football field, and he's finishing with violence. Right here again, boom, pause it. Look at the Cookie Monsters. They mauling everybody. Coming down, you see the cutback. He was not even touched, not a finger on him. We know who we are, Raider Nation. We know who we are. We running it downhill at you with Josh Jacobs. The Cookie Monsters is getting going, and we can throw it down your throat. It's going to be trouble.
Okay, Cookie Monsters offensive lineman. I'm just making a mental note.
There we go. The Cookie Monsters up front. All right, so and also, too, not to be glossed over, our special teams have been doing fantastic. Maybe not so much in the return and some of the coverage there. I think we're getting better. Still some things to pick up there. But in terms of kicking goes, man, our kicker, our punter, and our long snapper are the three of the best in the biz. And old Daniel Carlson caps off the Raiders' opening drive with a 50-yard field goal. That makes for 39 straight field goals dating back to Week 8 of the 2021 season. His 39 consecutive makes it the longest active streak in the NFL and the 5th longest streak in NFL history, which is so legit. So the Raiders as a collective, we scored on 4 straight drives that started on their own 25 or worse. This is the 7th time since 2000 they've had 4+ 75-yard touchdown drives in a game. Only other time it happened for 4 straight full drives was in 2018 versus the Colts. And then last but not least, this win jumps us up from we were in the 16th place in the AFC, which is basically the last. Thank you. Jumped us up to a tie with the Steelers at 11th as we headed into Sunday night's game. But guess what happened to the Steelers? They lost.
Right.
So now the Raiders are solely in that 11th spot. Ahead of us are obviously are going to be all the division leaders. But we've got we got the Bills, the Chiefs, the Titans. Then the Ravens, Jets, Chargers, and Bengals would be your playoff teams.
The Titans are the 3rd best in the AFC right now, is what they're saying?
Titans are 4-2. They're 3rd best in the AFC. So if the playoffs were to start today, those would be your playoff teams. On the bubble, you've got Miami at 4-3, the Colts at 3-1, and the Patriots at 3-3. But next up in the hunt at 2-4, the freaking Las Vegas Raiders. This shit is not over yet, guys. Yep. Like, I'm telling you, we're
finna be 7-4.
About to be.
I know we were down, and we were down bad, and we had every reason to be down bad, but this thing is still so freaking far from over. And so let's check in with the Pat McAfee show, which, the much respect Pat McAfee. That show is fantastic. But let's check in with the Pat McAfee show. On Mondays, they have what's called the PMS Overreact. All right, so let's check in with Pat, and as they, or are they, overreacting about the Raiders.
This is from Coco Bazaar. I don't mean to overreact, but the Raiders are going to not only make it to the playoffs, but also knock the Chiefs out of contention for the Super Bowl. Oh, I smell sweet, sweet victory in our future. CT, I absolutely love your hashtag Raider Nation, hashtag the Chiefs, hashtag PMS, I don't want to overreact, but Raiders get a big-time win yesterday. I think everybody's excited about it. This is a much different conversation as opposed to 1 week ago, where where we're talking about Devontae pushing somebody the hell out of his way all the way to the ground to catch a lawsuit potentially worth 6 figures. This week, walking off the field in celebration after a big-time win, he allowed the whole thing to be cleared, then he skirted through in an incredibly hilarious fashion. Do you like the Raiders? I like seeing them have success. I think they're going to be a team that is going to cause problems and headaches for people in late season. Do you think they go on to win a Super Bowl, AJ? No way, I don't think, right?
I'm not crowning them Super Bowl champs this year.
Maybe.
Just yet. But I do feel like they had to at least gain some confidence. If they can continue to run the ball like they did yesterday, then I think you have to take them serious now. I'm not going to say Super Bowl, but.
Oh, we'll say Super Bowl.
I'll say it.
As QB Jeff famously said, I don't know if you guys heard, but the Raiders are going to win the Super Bowl this year. I wish QB Jeff was here to say that himself, but he'll be back with us here in the next couple of weeks. But look, I mean, listen. We everybody knows what the schedule is, and it looks good. It looks favorable, and I think we're all pretty confident that the Raiders are going to hit a run. So next up on the list, of course, is the New Orleans Saints. So we're going into New Orleans. Janikowski in the chat says, Saints ain't no pushovers. Dalton can still launch that football and burn our secondary.
Launch it to our secondary.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. And their secondary is ass. I think that we got a good look against the Saints. Give you the tail of the tape. The regular season, we are tied 7-6-1 with them. We've never played them in the postseason, obviously, because that'd be a Super Bowl. Although we did win our second Super Bowl in New Orleans. So the Raiders at home are 4-3. Raiders on the road at New Orleans are 3-3-1. Current streak, we all remember this game. The Raiders won the last 2 games by scoring 69 points against New Orleans. And, of course, that amazing game to kick off the Las Vegas Raiders there at Allegiant Stadium when Alec Ingold started off the scoring by prancing there into the end zone. That was the game where Jonathan Abram took out a camera crane.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, but that was exciting. But anyway, so a lot of, I think we got a good look against the Saints. I mean, we'll save you because we're not analysts. We're not fancy credentialed analysts, so we'll save you the breakdown. But listen, I don't think there's any reason that the Raiders can't carry the momentum that we got in Houston, carry that into New Orleans, take care of business. The Saints are down. Look, and I know they got players. Every team has players. Every team in the NFL is capable of winning at any given time. But the Saints are down. We're coming off a win. We got the confidence going in, and I think we're going to be in pretty good shape. So let's go ahead and hit a break here, Swag, Jeff, and then let's listen to enough about what the media has to say, what we have to say. Let's check in with the team.
Hey, Raider Nation, this is Max Crosby from the Oakland Raiders.
And goes down, and Max Crosby, who forced a fumble last week.
You're listening to Murph, Mosh, and Swag Jeff on Raiders Fan Radio. Thank you so much. Just win, baby.
Hey, and if you're tuning in late, man, we're raising a ton of money tonight.
Are we going nuts?
We're going a little bit bananas, bro.
Love it.
So we had a lot of donations coming in, a couple of 20s from Ebony Graves. Yeah. My wife threw in a 50 spot right there.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, $50 says for my girls, Ebony, Michelle, and Val.
Yeah.
Hashtag
Nice.
Raiderettes.
Let's
yeah,
go.
Absolutely, man. And then Raider Den dropped a 50 as well. Raider Classics with a $30 donation as well. I'm going to say we're over $700.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. We're over $700, man. Hey, let's keep this going. So our record is $1,500.
Okay.
Our record's 15.
We're trying to bust past it.
So we're not quite halfway through the show, and we're halfway there.
Oh, that's amazing.
So
and let me
let's
tell
do
you
the damn thing, bro.
And let me tell you guys, thank you so much for your generosity. I know we say this all the time, but I don't ever want it to get missed that we love you guys so very, very much. And thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your generosity. Yeah. And know that 100% of that money is going to our foundation, our nonprofit. And then that's going, of course, straight to Raiders related charities. And in this case, going to the Blitnikoff Foundation. And we just are so thankful and honored that you trust us with your generosity to go present that to the Blitnikoffs. It does not get lost on us. And I can't say that enough. And I know that I could sit around here and pontificate about your kindness all show long, but that might end up being a boring show if I'm just sitting here telling you how cool you are for 2 hours. But I would, because it's so amazing. These donation dollar amounts are insane when we see these things come in. Raider Classic says, like Michelle said, let's wait to the end of the year to pay Jacobs. It's a long year, and God forbid he gets hurt, but he changed his training and nutrition, and it's showing on the field. I want to pay him, but let's just wait. So there we go. Good stuff there. And there's so many more. It's tough to keep up with them here on the chat because they're flying in, but thank you guys so very, very much. Jeff, show them what they're in the running for tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, a couple people said, can you show it again? So this is the signed Devontae Adams jersey. It's got the Beckett Certificate of Authenticity sticker right on there. So it's the real deal. So get in the mix, man. Every $10 donation gets you one poker chip, and 18 people have donated tonight. So
Nice.
so let's keep it going, man.
And we've already given away one of those this year. Our good buddy Fabricator Gil down in IE won it. And Fabricator Gil, we're going to bring yours with us because we're going to see you in December.
Yeah.
So because for some reason we all forgot to give it to him when he was here.
Right.
Yeah. So anyways, and he forgot to get it while he was here. So anyways, we're going to bring it to you in December. But anyway, so good stuff there from everybody. We appreciate you very, very much. All right, let's check in. Hey, I got an idea. Let's talk about Josh Jacobs some more.
Oh, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's listen to Josh Jacobs talk about Josh Jacobs as he leaves the field and gives his post-game interview.
Raiders running back Josh Jacobs, all smiles. You guys coming off the bye week. This was a tale of two halves with the offense really opening up in the second half, 28 points. Derek Carr says you guys have competitive stamina. How did that show up today?
Man, we know like every game we done played this year has been a 60-minute game. And man, we knew we was going to have to come up and pick it up. You know, they was running the ball good. They was controlling the clock good. So we knew we had to execute when we got our chances.
You had 20 carries, 143 yards, and now you have surpassed the great Marcus Allen as having the most rushing yards in Raiders franchise history, first 50 career games. How's it feel to be at the top of that list?
Man, it's a blessing, man. All glory to God. I mean, it's a humbling experience, man. I mean, I can't do it without my offensive line. Man, I've been working my butt off, man, to get here. So, man, hopefully it keeps trending up.
Speaking of trending up, you guys are now 2-4 on your way to New Orleans. There's, I'm sure, doubters out there as far as you all having the ability to turn your season around and still make the playoffs. Why should people not sleep on this Raiders team?
I mean, they can sleep on us if they want to, man. I mean, we're going to come in, we're going to put in the work each day, and the film going to take care of itself.
Congratulations again.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
I love that sentiment. Yeah. I love it, man. They can say whatever they want to say. They can do whatever they want to do. We're going to do the work, and we're going to freaking come through. And man, I tell you, there was some serious doubt going on with Raider Nation. And I understand the perspective, but you can only play the team that's in front of you. Right. And we did what we had to do against the Texans. And I think that there's very little reason to not be encouraged unless for some reason we go 2 out of the 3 or, lose 2 or 3 of the next, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like aside from something like that, Swag Jeff, I think we're feeling pretty good today.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely, man. Well, I mean, we have a couple of defensive touchdowns this year. We got our first pick 6 and since Eric Harris picked off Jacoby Brissett against the Colts a few years ago, whatever. So man, there's a lot to be excited about. So it seems like on all
Chandler Jones and freaking Cleveland Farrell teamed up on a sack.
They have finally entered the chat for sure, man. They have finally entered the chat, and yeah, man. I mean, it seems like on both sides of the ball. So obviously you got the big one. You got JJ 28. He's hitting on all cylinders right now. But then you got our defense is, yes, it still struggles and it still has its moments and stuff like that.
But we're making some plays.
But we're making some plays, man. We're starting to make plays, and then the O-line, like that we've been complaining about all season long, they're starting to be some dogs, man.
I do have some. I feel like I've got some sad news I need to share with
you.
Okay.
The sad sackiness. Here we go.
Maybe you might need the chicken.
Do you need the trust chicken?
No, you might need it.
Oh, I need to hold the trust chicken?
To make you feel better.
I was going to go to Tashi Station and pick up some power converters.
Because I don't know that Abram is it. I don't know that he's it.
Don't you start.
I don't know.
Don't start on my Jonathan.
Listen, every time I saw him, I was like, oh, I think about you every time I see him blow a play. And I'm like, God dang. Like, come on. Like, I want him to be good so bad.
Yeah, I don't think he comes back.
I don't know.
I think he's too much of a.
He's it.
I love the guy. You guys know this. If you listen to the show enough, I've been rooting for him. I've been a huge fan of his since day one. But I just think he's just too much of a liability in coverage.
He's a liability. That's the word.
Yeah,
That's
I think it's just it's finally just it's shown too much.
Okay, good. I'm glad you took that. More better than I thought you were going to take.
No, I understand. Paul in the chat room says rubber chicken Raider.
We all need the rubber chicken every once in a while, Paul.
Silver and Black today. Our buddy Scott says Dron Harmon was a great signing. Props to Ziggler.
Oh,
Absolutely.
man.
Totally.
You know, one of the things.
Whoa.
Holy cow.
Wow. Hey, so sorry to interrupt this segment, but we bring to you Wonton Steve.
I love
Wonton Steve. I love that name, but I love what's under his name even more with a $200 donation to the One Nation Foundation. Let's go. Holy cow. So Wonton Steve, you have you get 20 poker chips tonight, my friend, for a chance to win the signed Devontae Adams jersey. Holy cow.
Oh my gosh.
Damn, bro.
That's fantastic.
That kind of stuff, guys. I don't even know how to respond. There's nothing I can say out of my dopey mouth that will justify
no kidding
and make and validate and make worthy that kind of. And they are all valued. Like I'm not trying to. If it's a $10 donation, it is valued. They are all valued, and everybody in your generosity, regardless. So even if you can't afford to donate directly and monetarily, just thumbing up the video, liking it, sharing it with your friends. That's all we would ever ask. But when we see big donations like that, it just absolutely floors me. And thank you, Wonton Steve. That's not even a name I'm highly familiar with.
I don't know if I've ever seen him in there.
I don't know if I've ever seen him in there. So thank you, Wonton Steve. It's incredibly kind. And just know that 100% of that money will go to, other than Google's cut, that will go straight to our One Nation Foundation. And wow, I think we're going to.
Mojo says the Wonton bomb.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I'll have to dress up like Jeff Hardy next time.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, man, that is so incredibly cool. Thank you, Wonton Steve, in there for two Benjamins.
Holy
we
cow.
appreciate you. All right, next up here, let's get to this was something we had a little bit of a conversation around. We had a little bit of a different take on this when we were talking about it pregame being us. But let's go listen to postgame, and let's listen to Josh McDaniels in the locker room.
Great job. PG, great job. Yep, appreciate you. Hey, great job.
Paul says, can we stop saying wontons? It's 1:15 here and it's making me hungry.
Oh, nice.
Good win. Good win. Good win. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's get it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Building.
I feel great, man. Got a dub, man. 2-1 at the crib.
Your hard work is paying off, okay? It isn't perfect, but football's an imperfect game. We know that, all right? But we're making some progress in some very specific areas, and that's why we won, okay? No turnovers offensively.
Yes, sir.
Always a good formula. Defense, of course, we close the show. And we had a milestone today. We had a milestone today, all right? This organization's been around for a long time, all right? First Raider ever to have 3 consecutive games over 100 yards. Proud of you guys. That's a hell of an effort today. All right, let's keep it up. Hell yeah!
Let's get it, man. Win on 3. 1, 2, 3. Win.
All right, Michelle. So before, when we were all hanging out before we went live on the air, you had a comment about that. Tell Raiders.
Actually, Jeff did, and then he had the first comment.
But he's busy doing poker chips.
No, I'm good.
All right, what was
my comment was in response to his comment.
Okay, what was your takeaway, Swag Jeff?
Well, I mean, I love those videos. I love those videos, man. Just the inside look and stuff like that. You get to see the players react and stuff like that in the locker room and all that. But and I liked McDaniel's little speech right there. I thought it was very good. I love that they gave respect to the defense, respect of course to Josh Jacobs and stuff like that. I don't know if I was so down with just the abrupt way that it ended. Normally when you see things like that, you see after the coach has done his thing and said his whatever. That's when your captain comes in and he fires you up for another minute, says his little thing, brings everybody in, everyone's jumping and hugging and all that stuff, and everyone, win on 3, 1, 2, 3. But then if you watch this video, Derek just kind of like walks over and he's like, all right, guys, win on 3, 1, 2, 3, win. And then he like kept walking. And I was like, I kind of thought they might get a little more fired up.
So my response to that was, I just felt like McDaniels might be like a bit of a control freak of what's said and what's done on video. Like, and he wanted to be the one that did the big Josh Jacobs like speech, and then Derek Carr came in and did the all right, and then that was like a fast like thing.
Yeah.
But I actually, after you said what you said, I really do feel like that may have been a little more plausible.
So what my takeaway on that is that it's the Texans. And it's like, we got to keep it in perspective, and we being the Raiders, because we're all part of the team.
That's right.
So is that, you want to be, look, you won a game at home. We're 2-1 at home. It's significant in that fashion.
Yeah.
But if they're literally the worst team in football now, because we were the 2 worst teams in football and we just beat them. So now they're officially the worst team in football. So how excited can you get? And I just thought that was a little bit of a metered reaction, because look, if that's us beating the Chiefs in Arrowhead, that's a different response in the locker room. So I think there was just within a little bit of context to who they were playing on that. Yeah. That was my takeaway. I don't know. I think that both of your all's opinion is valid as well. But I think that there's probably enough to be considered in there for both. I'm curious to what a credentialed member of the media that was actually in the locker room.
We don't damn know.
We don't damn know.
We're just a fan podcast.
But I will say this though. I would love to know what Mo Moton or what Scott thinks. You know what I mean? Because I would trust them. And that's where I will say this. That's where when you are a credentialed member of media, like that's the kind of insight you do get, because that shit's not going to end up on NFL Network.
Right.
You're not going to actually get the context of the locker room. With somebody that does have that inside, you will get that kind of stuff. So I'm curious to what those guys have to say. All right, a couple comments in there. I'll tell you what, I'll leave it to Michelle. Shout out the chat room and read us a couple comments.
All right, we got Ron in there. He says, if you paint your face for your Wednesday evening Raider podcast from Tennessee, you can say we, Murph. Oh, wait, that's swag. Okay. Foxy said, oh, there we go. They're grown men. Do they really need someone screaming tired cliches? Yes, they do, Foxy. This is, Capo says, oh, it's like Michelle is animated. Oh, do I look animated on the camera?
You might,
is that what it is? All right, Pineapple's in there. Paul, Tyrone. Paul. Tida's in there. Listen, Lee B, Mojo, Lalo, everybody's in there. Oh, Jay, Raiders, Gears, and Threads, he's in there.
Heck yeah, man.
He's still screaming wonton.
Yeah, he is. We all are, man.
We're all screaming
Oh my gosh,
wonton.
I'm starving.
Absolutely.
Now I want.
Me too.
All right, hey, Swag Jeff, go ahead and hit us a break, and then let's jump into our annual crowd favorite around Halloween time.
Oh.
And let's hear, I'll just save it for you. Just hit us a break.
Save it.
This is Kevin, the Raider Nerd, live at the Oakland Raiders tailgate. Raiders! We got Gorilla. Say hi to Uncle Mosh and Murph. I love you guys. Much love from the black hole, baby. Just win.
I'm telling you, up there with Josh Jacobs, catching some serious respect is our buddy Big Bass Raider.
Big Bass is entered the chat right there.
Big Bass Raider drops $100 in there, as he is famous to do. And we appreciate you, Big Bass Raider. He says, for all the tears of the sad sacks that were claiming the season was over at the bye, we are just getting started.
Let's go.
That's awesome, man. We appreciate you, Big Bass Raider. And Big Bass Raider has come away with some big wins for our Summer of Swag giveaways. For a lot of these things, he is definitely, I know he won Max Crosby jersey. I know he's won some helmets. I know he's won some stuff. And so we appreciate you, Big Bass Raider. And again, appreciate everybody that is in there. Appreciate Jay, Mojo, Aaron the Q-Dog Raider, Ron the Mater Raider, Lee B, Paul, Andrewski, I guess is how that is. He says, Murph, that's a nice top hat. Did you stitch it? No, but I bought some cool patches and I two-sided taped them on there.
Inside baseball.
Inside, yeah. There you go. There's a look behind the curtain. Yeah. All right, but I appreciate you, everybody that is in there. We love you so very, very much. All right, so before we get to the Sea of Fans, which is where we get to hear more from you, because more of you and less of us is a good thing. Before we get to that, we're gonna check in. Oh, here come the bots. All right. Anybody need a good dating site? Yeah. Let's see. Ron will handle that, I'm sure.
The bots
Thank you,
aren't
Ron.
sad sacking tonight.
Appreciate you, Ron. All right, so but anyway, so every year we feature a song parody of the Monster Mash. Our former co-host and still my uncle and best friend is my Uncle Mosh, and so we did a parody song called the Uncle Mosh. And so let's go ahead and check it. So Mojo says I live for this. But we had to actually skip it one year because we got threatened with copyright.
Oh, did we really?
Yes, we couldn't play it because it was so close to the original. I'm not saying I got dulcet tones. I'm not saying I can sing, but you know,
bars.
But it's it's really funny because it tell you how old this thing is. So my son Vinny, who sounds like Barry White now and is like 6 feet 2 inches tall. He's one of the sing-alongs in this thing, and at the end he says a little message for Uncle Mosh, and it's like he's just little old Vinny. He's got his little high-pitched voice. It's so funny. But anyways, let's check in with the Uncle Mosh. I was working in the fan cave late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight. For my uncle from his mic began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise,
he did the mosh.
He did the Uncle Mosh.
The Uncle Mosh.
It was a podcast smash.
He did the mosh.
It caught on in a flash.
He did the mosh.
He did the Uncle Mosh from my fan cave in the way upstairs. To the tens of listeners that love his silver hairs. To the fans all came from their weekly chores to hear him rant and laugh and roar.
He did the mosh.
He did the Uncle Mosh.
The Uncle Mosh.
It was a podcast smash.
He did the mosh.
It caught on in a flash.
He did the mosh.
He did the Uncle Mosh. The YouTube was having fun, for the podcast had just begun. The guests included Q-Dog, Emiliano, Max, and Ron. The show was rocking, all were digging the chat. Little Murph was on the air, sporting a new Raider hat. The other made men who never lag, all tuned in to hear the Sea of Fans mailbag. They did the Uncle Mosh.
The Uncle Mosh.
It was a podcast smash.
They heard the mosh.
It caught on in a flash.
They heard the mosh.
They heard the Uncle Mosh. Out from the YouTube, Mikey's voice did ring. Seems he was troubled by just one thing. He opened his mouth and he started to curse and said,
"Hey, whatever happened to Mondays with Mike and Murph?"
It's now the Uncle Mosh.
The Uncle Mosh.
And it's a podcast smash.
It's now the mosh.
It's caught on in a flash.
It's now the mosh.
It's now the Uncle Mosh. Now everything's cool. Mikey's part of the cave. And my Uncle Mosh gets to rant and rave. For the Fan Club Blitz and RFR2, when you listen to us, tell a Murph sent you.
Then you can mosh.
Then you can Uncle Mosh.
The Uncle Mosh.
And do a podcast smash.
Then you can mosh.
You'll catch on in a flash.
Then you can mosh.
Then you can Uncle Mosh.
Thank you for everything you've done for Raiders Fan Radio, Uncle Mosh.
Oh my gosh.
Fading, looking. He's under the gun. He's fired. He's thrown. It is. He caught it.
All six of us watching loved the shit out of that song.
Hell yeah, Ron.
Ron.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. That's a damn truth, Ron. I
No
swear the
kidding.
more we put into this thing, the less of you watch, man.
Yeah.
Maybe those guys at Lockdown got it all figured out. Maybe we just need to flip on the iPhones and just go for it, man.
Absolutely.
Oh my
Damn
gosh.
it, Ron.
All
Oh
six
my
of us.
gosh.
Jeez. Oh, my gosh. You're the best,
No
Ron.
kidding.
Ron the Maiderator holding it down, man. Absolutely. And he's putting in some overtime tonight, man. The bots are out. We'll say
they
there
are.
in the
They
chat.
are.
Hey, so speaking of the chat, Itzy Mitz in there just dropped $20 in there. Says, just win, baby, Raiders. Actually, he didn't just say Raiders. He said, Raiders! We appreciate you, Izzy Mitz. We appreciate that donation. 100% goes to the One Nation Foundation. And Swag Jeff, shout out the chat and tell them what they have a chance to win tonight.
Oh my gosh. So there's so many people in there. Lee B, Atticus B, Rockin', Raider Gears and Threads, Itzy Mitz is in there. Paul is in there. Aaron the Q Dog Raider, Lee B, Mojo, Ron Vibrators in there. My wife's in there. Tyrone Graves, All Eyes on G's in there. Lencho's in there. The Mangus Boys are in there. So many people, man. And hey, we're raffling off this bad boy tonight. If you tuned in late, where the hell were you? But we are raffling this thing off. It's a signed Devontae Adams jersey with a certificate of authenticity. Every $10 donation gets you one poker chip into the running to win this bad boy. And man, hey, we go on a little bit of a run during Sea of Fans. We're gonna set a record.
Let's go.
We're gonna set a record, man.
Let's go.
We're
Let's
gonna
do
set
it.
a record. Hey, I'll just go ahead and tell you, we're over $1,000 tonight. Hey!
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's keep this shit going, man. Let's set a record.
Let's do it.
Let's set a record, man. Let's send it out on top. This is our last big push before the Bolitnikoff event, where we present the big old check to the Bolitnikoffs on stage on behalf of you. So let's keep this going, man. Let's
go. Let's go. And speaking of you, more of you and less of us is a good thing. And this is where we check in with you, Raider Nation, and what we call the Sea of Fans mailbag. And we get your emails and voicemails. And so you can contact us a multitude of ways, aside from just joining us live at youtube.com/RaidersFanRadio at 4 p.m. Pacific and 7 p.m. Eastern every week. But you can email the show. You can email us, and actually you can email us at any time that you want. So the email thing is a 24/7 thing. I don't know if you guys know.
Anytime.
Anytime you can.
I bet it's an elaborate email. Let me write it down.
Yeah, get your pens ready. Okay, you ready?
It's all the time.
It's show.
Okay.
Okay. So it's S. H.
Hold on, slower.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. I gotta go out to the car and carve it into my dashboard.
SHOW. It's a show at RaidersFanRadio.com. So if you so you can email us on your laptop machines or otherwise, or your phones or whatever else you want, whatever your internet connected device you choose, you can email us. And so email us because we love to read your emails. Or these guys love to read your emails because I don't read them. I couldn't anyways because I can't
Jeff
see.
really loves
we love that shit.
You love that shit.
We love that shit.
Especially when Uncle Beam makes your tongue swell up, Swag Jeff.
No kidding, man. No kidding.
But anyway, you can email the show or you can call the show. So, right? So cool. So your phones don't just take pictures for Instagram. You can actually dial them. And
no
you can,
kidding.
Wait, what?
Yes.
You can actually talk on your phone?
Yes, it's crazy. Some of the kids are doing it.
I just have a phone full of selfies. That's all I got. Just to my ass. Not my ass. Just to my ass.
Hey, we don't need to know your life.
That's your OnlyFans.
Oh yeah, that's all I got. I got my photos and I got my OnlyFans. And I'm my only subscriber.
You're your only fan.
I am the only fan.
I am the only fan. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. All right, so you can call us at 909-345-3346. That is 909-345-3346. And that also 24/7. Call us, leave us a voicemail, and we will feature it on the show. And if we feature you 3 times, we will refer to you as a made man or a made woman. Or if you email us an indefinite amount of times, you will also receive that honor as well. So let's go ahead and kick off the emails tonight. And so we're going to start off with Fargo Raider. Who's got it?
Fargo, that is me.
All right, Swag Jeff, kick us off with our buddy, good friend up there in North Dakota, Fargo Raider.
Greetings and salutations, Murph, Sultan of Swag, Nozart Michelle, and Nation. It's week 7, Raider Twitter has already called for McDaniels to be fired, Waller to be traded, Ren Goat to be traded. Carr was the worst quarterback in the division. The season is over, and all hope is lost. To hell with that. We are Raider Nation. We are the silver and black, the bullies of the league. You need people like us so you can point your bleeping finger and say that that's the bad guys. You want the truth? You can't handle the truth. It's season 1 of a new regime, and we're not going to come out winning the Super Bowl week 1, I'll admit. I've been livid and frustrated, but it ain't over until the fat lady sings. And we won't see Fat of the Week and McDonald's Rewards MVP Andy Reid till week 18, so it ain't over.
Fat.
Nice. Quit your bitching, put your damn pants on one leg at a time, and kick the Broncos and dischargers while they're down. Time to go on a run like Jacobs and just run mofos over.
Let's go.
They declined his fifth-year option, and he took that personally. Just win, baby. Fargo Raiders.
Hey, nice job, Fargo.
Nice. Yeah, solid.
All right, next up we've got Daniel Mangus.
Daniel Mangus. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
All right, dear RFR, what a game on Sunday. I was listening to the radio thinking we were seriously about to lose to the Texans, but in the fourth quarter, we kicked their ass. It was great to see the defense not only pick off Davis Mills, but take it to the house. For the dagger, shout out to Harmon. First pick six since 2019 TNF versus Crimea River and his gotcha. And his LA Chokers. Also on defense, we had Chandler Jones sighting. Congrats on getting his first half sack in the silver and black. Now build on it. On offense, Adams had 8 catches, 98 yards. DC 77.8% completion percentage, 241 yards and 1 touchdown. But the game ball goes to number 28, Josh Jacobs. 20 carries, 143 yards, 7.2 average, 3 touchdowns. JJ balled out and honestly earned a new contract. So Ziegler, call his agent and let's get this going. Who's next? Andy Dalton and the New Orleans Saints. This team is very beatable, but it's going to come down to pressure on Dalton because he's known to throw interceptions when under pressure.
That's true.
That's right. If we do that, also no red zone, field goals, only touchdowns. We have to win these next 2 games to get to 500 and go on a run. That's all for this twin. Stay safe, RFR family. Yours truly, Daniel Mangus, proud made man, 2-time Gemini Man award winner.
Hey, nice job, Daniel Mangus.
There you go.
Nice.
And he didn't even say bad words.
No,
Wow.
I didn't have to censor at
He's the potty mouth Mangus.
Is he the potty mouth
He's
one?
the potty mouth. Well, they're both potty mouths,
I was
but
about to
Daniel's
say,
more
yeah,
of a
I feel
potty
like-
than Matthew.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Matthew Mangus.
Yeah.
Here we go. I got Matthew too.
Look at that.
Oh, no, wrong one.
Lee B says, Michelle, could you read audiobooks?
Sure, why not? Okay, dear RFR. Oh, when I'm not singing this, but I'll read it.
Okay.
Oh, when the Saints come marching in. Oh, when the Saints come marching in. They're going to lose to our Raiders when the Saints come marching in. Have a great show. Yours truly. Oh, this actually says Mangai twins.
Oh, it's from both of them.
From both of them.
It's from both of them.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you,
There's
Daniel and Matthew Mangus. Appreciate
There you
guys.
go.
If y'all want it sung, you got to call in and sing it. So.
Which they're not shy to do. Just commit
No,
to
they're
it.
not. Listen, they have commitment. They will commit.
Absolutely.
And isn't that the key when if you're gonna call
Absolutely.
and sing or do a bit or whatever, just lean into it,
freaking
man.
do it.
All the
Just
way in.
all the
All
way
the
into
way
it.
in.
All right, who we got next? Raider Shank.
Raider Shank, that's me. All right. Hello, Murph, Mosh, and Swag Jeff. I've been away for a few weeks because we went 0-3. I was trying to get my mind off football. That meant no podcasts, no news sources, or games of any kind. I did it to benefit my sanity and my fandom. Well, now we beat Houston, so I'm back, and all I have to say is Raiders. It was a long one.
Yeah, it was.
We have beat the Texans. Yes. Jesus, man. If we lost that game, I would have burned my old car jersey that I have. The Duron Harmon pick got me absolutely hysterical. My dad had walked away because he was too stressed out, and right as he walked away, he picked it, and I started shouting, Dad, Duron Harmon picked it. He came running right back, and when he housed it, I jumped up on his shoulders, and I was like a little kid again. Oh, that's precious. That was a great feeling. That's all for me this week. Next week, we'll be taking on the Saints, and you can bet your ass that I'm going to be watching that game. If our O-line can gel together, Carr will have a clean pocket, and he can just throw dimes all day long. Take care, nation. Raider Shank, proud made man, second most Northern Raider fan, and currently looking for his first ever BRT Sizzler award. P.S. If we lose to the Saints, I will break bodies in my next hockey game out of rage.
Oh, nice, Shank.
Solid.
That was solid.
Hey, can I just say, like,
Please.
how much fun it was to watch kind of Derek Carr come out of the pocket and, like, do some things that...
Like
that
old
was
Derek Carr.
Like old Derek Carr. Like, it was cool to see him actually make plays and, like, run out and over and this way and that way and doing things to make plays downfield.
Absolutely.
That felt so good to see that.
100% agree. And he's so accurate throwing the ball.
So accurate.
On the run, that's one of the things in that Cornell Business School podcast we talked about earlier. like Mike Mayock goes on and on about Derek Carr's accuracy. And it's really interesting is that, and I'll leave it to you guys to listen to that show.
Yeah.
But one of the things that's so interesting to me is that like, and when you listen to somebody like Mike Mayock, they're talking on a different level than we do as fans. And he's talking about there's a difference between accuracy and location. That Derek Carr has impeccable location to where it's like, it's not about like, does the ball get to where it needs to get to on time, but where it gets there in a window, like where it actually gets to the receiver in terms of like hitting them in stride or like whatever, putting it in places where the defender can't get to it. And like Mike Mayock goes on about that, and especially when Derek's on the move. So that's an incredibly salient point, Michelle. They're like Derek Carr, and I always refer to this, like if you ever need, like to me, the epitome of Derek Carr doing that is against Kansas City in the Oakland Coliseum. It was a Thursday night football. We're wearing the AFL jerseys. The whole night hadn't won a game in forever. And Derek Carr rolls out left against his body and throws it and hits Michael Crabtree in the front corner of the end zone. And it's I say this all the time. Go out in your backyard and do that exact same thing and try to hit a fence post or a tree. You can't do it, let alone a moving Michael Crabtree. Like it was that to me. We've seen some pretty throws from Derek. We to Devontae in the back of the end zone. We've seen him hit Crabtree in the back of the end zone. We've seen some great balls from Derek Carr. Heck, the one that he threw to.
Well, I'm thinking of the one.
The Pro Bowl.
That one is great too. But I'm thinking about the Hunter toe tap.
Oh, the Hunter toe tap.
The one in Oakland.
Yes.
The game that I went to. Yeah, that was like, because we needed that because it was a tied game right there at the very end of the game. And he comes rolling out, almost gets sacked and freaking hits Renfro on that beautiful throw. Yeah, that's solid.
Absolutely.
That one where at the Texas game where the pocket was collapsing behind him and it looked like he was going to run. And then he saw Foster Moreau and he's right-handed. So he just nailed it to him. God, it was so cool.
Absolutely.
It almost looked like he was just going to get collapsed on. And he started to run, and then he saw Foster and just nailed it to
just
him.
freaking darted it to him. That's so cool, man. Like to me, like that to me should be the hallmark of Derek's career in terms of like what does he do well that's different that sets him apart from other quarterbacks. It's
the Matt Collins touchdown. Like that was so beautiful.
It was so beautiful. And if anything, my only bitch about that, we knew they were playing that two deep safety. And I'm not making this about Madden, but when you play Madden, like you got two deep safeties that run. What do? You run crossing routes and you freaking hit over the middle. And in this case, it was, and some things translate. Yeah. But like my point around this is that why do we wait so long?
Right.
That thing had been there all game long. Like, cause you're right. Cause Derek, man, he just it was beautiful. Yeah. And Matt Collins is a big dude. He's got big, strong hands. He goes up there and gets it. Like, thread that thing. And if anything, and I'm not gonna make this about Derek Carr picking on him. We got Paul's email to get you here. But like, if he's playing so well, Derek's doing a fantastic job this year. I know he's had some hiccups, but he's not a perfect quarterback. Right. Go figure. Right. Nobody is, right? Not even Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady.
Right.
Like there ain't no perfect quarterbacks right now.
Yeah.
But I wish he would be just a little bit more aggressive. Trust yourself to make some of those damn throws, like that one to Matt Collins, like those ones to the back of the end zone, like those ones that, don't wait for a free play. Don't wait for those. Just freaking force that thing a little bit. Get a little Brett Favre. It's the whole reason Derek wears number 4, because Brett Favre was his favorite player. Yeah. So let's see a little more gunslinger, Derek. I would love to see it.
Absolutely.
All right, Swag Jeff, shut me up.
Yeah, absolutely. So here comes Paul with a Halloween email.
Paul?
Oh, yeah.
So evening, everyone. Hope you're all well. There was almost a horror show on Sunday, just in time for Halloween. But luckily, it was averted. The Raiders stopped masquerading the dawn of the dead and had a stunning fourth quarter performance to carry us to victory.
Oh, I see what he's doing.
Yeah. Did it make you scream? It sure felt like Friday the 13th at times, didn't it? We knew it wouldn't be child's play against the Texans, despite their recent performances. And for a while, we just traded punches. But here's the thing. If you do the right things at the right times and more often, then before you know it, you have a consistent team. It was like someone flipped a switch and we went crazy in the fourth quarter. The last time I saw a transformation as dramatic was when Salma Hayek was in Dawn, From Dusk Till Dawn.
Wow.
We witnessed some excellent performances with Josh Jacob, obviously the shining light. He seemed to have taken it on his shoulders at the minute to banish the demons of his own and become his own personal exorcist. Right now, it seems unthinkable that we won't give him a big payday soon. But things can change quickly. Look at Darren Waller, for example. Since his new contract, he's become the object of abuse to some, and it would seem him and Kelsey Plum are turning into John and Yoko.
Oh, no.
Yeah. The game was a little close for comfort, and for quite a while, though, and I admit I got a little psycho half the time.
Oh.
I'm sure you all got a little...
They're slipping in on me. I
Yeah,
love it.
I'm sure you all got a little psycho, too. But once the fog lifted, we managed to avoid another fright night.
Oh, good one.
Yeah. Other paranormal activity was detected as we scored in the red zone, which has been alien to us.
Look at you, Paul.
And we had a pick 6 thanks to Duron Harmon's sixth sense.
Oh.
So the omen was good going forward. The play calling improved as the game went on, although it was still 50-50 at times. It's so obvious. No, we haven't seen that movie.
No.
50-50 at times?
That's a different one.
Yeah.
It's so obvious to everyone now.
That one.
That's funny. It's so obvious to everyone now what we need to be doing. So come on, coach. As long as you stay with the running game as a base, then everything else will fall into place from here. So there's no denying the talent you have. You've got at your disposal, because I know what you did last summer.
Oh.
It's a well-worn cliche, but we really do have more than one game. We really have to move one game at a time from here on in. And next up, it's a tricky game at the Saints. If we find some consistency, then who knows what our final destination could be.
Oh, nice.
It's never easy being part of Raider Nation, and I guess it never will be. But we live for a winning feeling, and we had it on Sunday night. So stay focused, everyone, because it might not be the nightmare before Christmas after all.
Oh, yes, you did.
Yeah. The prophecy, the prophecy, the QB.
Prophecy.
Yeah, the
See, it
QB
sneaks
Jeff
in on
had.
me.
Yeah.
Okay.
The QB Jeff had that will win the Super Bowl is very much alive.
Oh,
So we will have to stay with it and hope that there's no more misery.
Oh,
Yeah.
Paul!
Stay safe, RFR family. Love you, Raider Nation. His Lordship, the Royal Scribe, Paul Edgerton, Shropshire, Mississippi, Polly Award winner 2019 and 2022, Foggy Glasses Award winner 2020, BRT Sizzler scorekeeper, proud made man, five-time plus one winner of the Raider Fan Radio BRT Sizzler Award.
Damn, Paul, you crushed that, dude.
Hit the Paul.
Well, you do the applause.
You have the Paul. Oh.
Well, you hit the damn Paul.
Well, first you got to cheer him, then I do this.
I didn't want to
I know
interrupt
how
the
this
Paul.
works.
Jeez, it's your damn fan cave trying to tell you what the damn do.
Paul, your name Paul?
Paul.
I met him with
Paul. Who? Paul.
Paul, yes, Paul.
Paul's not here. Hey, Paul. Paul.
Hi. I'm Paul.
Oh, my gosh. That was amazing,
Listen,
Paul.
I
That
have
was
a
no
husband,
kidding.
but I may have just fallen in love with Paul with all those horror references.
Me too.
Like, that was
legit.
chef's kiss.
Solid.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss.
As the kids would say.
As the kids would say. Or as some kids would say, a Jeff's kiss.
A Jeff's
My
kiss.
kids say that.
Yeah. I think Jeff says that.
I say that.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so
That was great.
Aaron the Q-Dog Raider says, Sizzler, five time, no more plus ones. No, or here's what I'm screaming. Five time, times 2.
Okay.
There you go.
So how many more does he need for that? Can Paul?
One.
One? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, this is in the running.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Five time plus 2.
That's
or
right.
no, times 2. I know I can't talk. There we go. It's that time of the night.
We're there.
Running a late show. Is where we go. All right, let's check in with our the absolute best of the voicemailers because and we had to retire him and give him his own top of the segment because he is Aaron the Q-Dog Raider and he was running away with so many sizzlers and so many of these fantastic calls that we awarded him the capo because every crew needs a captain and so he's the leader of the made men and the made women and he always kicks off this segment. Let's check in with our good buddy Aaron the Q-Dog Raider.
Today is October 26th, World Stroke Awareness Day, and I would like to give respect to the perseverance displayed by survivor, made man, Stroke survivor once again, and I mean King Ramon.
Much respect, Ramon.
Do the damn thing, baby.
Right.
Now, the Raiders are 2-4, and that's better than 1-5. I'll take it, nation. Now, Raiders head coach Josh McDaniels, who's been the subject of a lot of my calls, still is learning how to win in the NFL. And his mentor, he's fucking win too up there in New England, but we'll deal with him in a few weeks to come. This guy's growing pains are very evident. Bo may know, but apparently Josh McDaniels' play calling leaves the rest of us who know football genuinely wondering, does this guy even know football? I mean, you look at his record, you look at the results on the field, you look at the rhetoric on the podium, it's not adding up. Although the Raiders, put up 38 points and were significantly more than the league average of 21.8 points per game, McDaniels' play calling continues to baffle me. The Raiders' offense had a dreadful first half. I mean, to put it mildly. It took the Raiders until the final minutes of the second quarter to score a touchdown because they were unable to get anything going. Unlike a fluffer, McDaniels' inability to get his stars going early and often continues to be a problem. The Raiders' offense finally exploded in the fourth quarter once they decided to feed the ball to Josh Jacobs and let him start carrying the rock more frequently. Now, for the Raiders to really have a chance, Adams and Jacobs, they need to get more involved early, and every game they need to go ahead and set the tone. And then everybody else will be able to eat as a residual. Although McDaniels' carefree attitude may have worked against the Texans, it won't work against better teams. Additionally, please stop calling those terrible trick plays. They're a waste of time, they're a waste of downs, and they're far too ineffective in order to be relied upon. And what are you setting up anyway? For later in the game, later in the season? Listen, last but not least, refrain from using dump-offs to back up running backs on third downs. Use the weapons that you have in the pass game, and more pointless trick plays and bad third down calls are just too much for fans like me to endure. After a promising rookie campaign, our star, free safety, Mr. Mayock, was poised to blossom in his second year. Unfortunately, it's looking like a failure to launch. He's having difficulties. I don't know if it stemmed from injuries he had during training camp, but he's getting burned by tight ends and receivers in the game against the Texans. And let's not even get into, what happened with Kelsey with 4 touchdowns the week before. Bye week, maybe some honing, maybe some more time with his defensive coordinator might do him some good. But Tayshaun Reed of The Athletic says that early on in the game, Mayock was being replaced by Deron Harmon in some package. Could the coaching staff be losing faith in Mayock? Now, once again, we can chalk this up to injury, but follow me now. This is bad news because it indicates that Harmon might actually be the best safety option moving forward. Harmon even had a game-sealing pick six this past Sunday. You can't overlook that. No offense intended, but, Harmon, he's 31. He's not going to be around. He's on a 1-year prove-it deal, and I doubt that we're going to bring him back regardless of how many more spectacular plays he makes. Javier Hernandez of the Raider Ramble, he put it like this. Mayock isn't totally to blame because he isn't always put in favorable circumstances to succeed. Patrick Graham has got to put this guy in positions in order for him to thrive. Has he used him more in one-on-one coverage as opposed to, dropping him in the box? Those are things that we have to consider. And those people who don't have the well-trained eye might have to actually, peel back a little bit. And Mayock is being utilized differently than he was last season. I think we just need to repurpose this guy. And for my 2 cents, hey, forget Abram and play Mayock and Harmon side by side moving forward. Silver linings. Fat of the week, Air Week, Jonathan Hankins may soon be my new neighbor here in the DFW Metroplex as he's been traded to the Dallas Cowboys. Talk amongst yourselves. The hit list. Brett Favre, Herschel Walker, Jackson Mahomes, Roger Goodell, Daniel Snyder, Jim Rome, Mike Wilbon, Jason Whitlock, and Insurrectionist. And before I hang up, there's a little football game that's going on up in Knoxville this particular weekend. And there's a team that beat the SEC West leading emeritus Alabama Crimson Tide, and they think they won the Super Bowl or the national championship, and my Kentucky Wildcats are coming in as a double-digit dog. Take that action across all platforms because you might just get your feelings hurt.
You'll lose money.
Those people don't know any better. They're going to make
You'll lose money.
True.
All right, there he is, Aaron the Q-Dog Raider.
There you go. Instead of betting on that game on Kentucky, give it to the One Nation Foundation. Every $10 donation gives you a chance to actually win. Oh,
That's right.
Oh, Swag
yikes.
Jeff bringing the Kentucky Tennessee Heat.
Yikes.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna be a good game, man.
It's gonna be a good game.
It's gonna be a good game
For
All
me.
right. All right, let's check in with our good buddy. So let's go from Aaron, who's in Texas, to our good buddy Houston Raiders Steve, who's also in Texas. We call him the Historian, and let's check in with Steve as he calls in this week.
Murph, my Swag Jeff Nation, Houston Raiders Steve. Well, I sure enjoyed this win today versus the Houston Texans over there. I tell you what, the last time that the Raiders won at home against the Texans was 2008. Tom Cable was the coach for the Texans. Gary Kubiak for the Raiders. Gary Kubiak for the Texans. The winning quarterback was Jamarcus Russell. Go figure. They won 27-16 in Oakland. Just want to say, this meetup group that I'm a member of, Houston Texans, I'm not going to lie to you. I joined that group so I can meet women. I got to be honest with you. I love sports, but there's one thing I enjoy over sports, and you know what that is. Anyway, they had a thing that says, Texans run over the Raiders. I put back, well, you know, I'm a Raiders fan, and the Raiders had the Texans as their roadkill today. Otherwise, I would cheer for the Texans. Hey, I cheer for the Texans only because the female Texans fans.
Jeez,
anyway,
Steve.
Great win. We need a blowout. All I can say is, we're back, baby. Go Raiders. We needed this game. I've seen a lot of blowouts in Houston against the Raiders by the Texans. I've seen losses. The thing I remember most, the day after Al died, I was at that game. Everybody said I was a Raider fan that day when Al died. Anyway, tears in my eyes when Raiders had to come in on the field. They won. Michael Huff intercepted in the end zone. South end zone where I was at. Upper deck. Thanks. Goodbye.
There he is, Houston Raiders Steve. Ron says Steve's got an OnlyFans as well. There you go, Steve. I love it. He's joining Houston Texans fan group so he can meet the ladies. So listen, I had to play with Steve's audio a little bit. So let's check back in with Houston Raiders Steve as he put his dulcet tones to music.
Yeah, he did.
Just want to say, this meetup group that I'm a member of, I'm not going to lie to you. I joined that group so I can meet women. You got to be honest. There's one thing I enjoy over sports, and you know what that is.
Same, Steve.
That's so damn funny.
That's so good.
I enjoy over sports, and you know what that is.
Tell us, Steve.
That almost sounds like, what is it, Colt Ford? It works.
Yeah, it works every time. Yeah.
Billy D.
That's it.
That's right.
Houston Steve.
Oh
my gosh. All right, let's check in with our buddy.
So good.
That's so funny.
Really one thing I like more than sports. All right, let's check in with our.
You know what that is.
Oh my gosh. All right, let's check in with our buddy down in Alabama. That's our buddy Josh in the 703.
Hey, fam. Quick point of order real quick. Murph, I'm not from Alabama. I wasn't born here. I give a about Roll Tide, to be perfectly honest.
Let's go.
Hold on, I can't say that. I won't get too much trouble. I don't need you to edit too much of this this voicemail. My bad. My wife, I root for the Georgia Bulldogs. My wife wasn't in the NFL much when we met. She was more into college. I'm in the NFL. She became a Raider fan. I was like, F it. I'll root for the Bulldogs.
I can
We
respect
got a problem
that.
with the Georgia Bulldogs. Pump brakes. Anyways, game against Texans, no f***ing notes. That's how you f***ing do it. Other than that, got the Saints coming up. I wish we were playing at home for this one, but we got to play them in New Orleans. I think we can go ahead and win this game. Shit. I don't even know who the quarterback is for the Saints. So, man, the Saints.
Let's go.
Nice job. Hey, and respect for being a Bulldog fan. So for those of you that watch the YouTube show, you see a Bulldog wandering around the house here. Our buddy Zeke, Raider Zeke, on Wednesday nights, but he's a Georgia Bulldog. My girl Valerie and her son Mason, they're Georgia Bulldog fans, and so that's why they've got a Bulldog. So, but on Wednesdays he's a Raider Zeke and he's a Fresno State Bulldog. Right. But otherwise he's a Georgia Bulldog though. So much respect there. All right, let's check in next with our good friend of the show. She is PSP Raiderette.
Hello, Raiders Fan Radio. I am catching up on broadcast because I have been going through my own therapy session. I just finished the therapy session episode, and I cannot drive while I'm listening to this without swerving. You said everything that I wanted to say. I feel like Raiders are an ex-boyfriend that I keep going back to, and I wear his shit because I want him to come back to me, even though I know he's so breaking his promises, because at one time he did me right, and we've been together since high school, all that shit. The feeling is mutual. But after this win, I'm finally feeling okay watching Raiders again. And back to catching up on your episodes. Hope to catch you guys live next week. This week, I'm going to be visiting someone, so I won't be live, but I will tune in and hope to hear another good episode after this awesome win against them Punkasses. I don't even want to say their name. I do apologize. I am not a pro at leaving messages. I left a message earlier. It's PSP Raiderette about loving your therapy sessions. I also wanted to say I have been able to listen to or join in on the live broadcast because I was having a bit of FOMO. I wish I was there for the Titan game. I don't care how much I still wish I was there because I knew you guys had a good time. And once I listened to the episode, I know I missed a big party. I'm hoping that we have another game against the Titans next year where it's there and not in Vegas. And I would love to join you guys and meet you guys face to face. No Raiders.
All right, we'd love to meet you,
go.
PSP Raiderette. Yeah, you missed a great time. But we'll catch you on the next one for sure. Catch you on the next one. We're also going to be down in Vegas in December for the Raiders Patriots game. So if you're going to be in Vegas, come check us out then for sure. All right, so we went. I'm not sure, where's PSP Raiderette from? I don't even know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know where she's from. But anyway, so we're going to go from wherever she's from up to New Jersey and check in with a guy that I know I say I don't put my thumb on the scale, but sometimes I put my thumb on the scale. That's because I always love his calls. And let's check in with our good buddy, Rev Raider.
What's going on, Murph? Uncle Mosh and Jordan Raiders Fan Radio retirement. Young Swaggo. Michelle Sweat. Good to see some good feminine energy popping off in Raiders fandom. I love it. This Rev Raider calling from Jersey. And, hey, man, nice little victory this week, and I love it. You know, there were some ups and downs in the beginning and stuff, you know, but the offense started to show up, seeing some good things. And I hope people start to understand, like, yeah, the running back by committee thing is cool at times, but if me being a former running back, I'll say ain't nothing better than feed me. You keep feeding me the ball, I'm going to get better. I'm going to keep improving and stuff. And that's what Josh Jacobs is showing. He feeding that man the ball, let him do his thing. Plus, it's going to open up everything else on the offense. You know, DC was looking pretty sharp. Devontae looking sharp. Even Hunter Renfrow, Mac Hollins. Dare I say, those two, Devontae Adams and Mac Hollins, kind of remind me of Michael Irvin, Alvin Harper type duo.
Oh.
I like what I'm seeing. Defense, you know, we got to improve. You know, we're still being opened up and just gutted up the middle on the pass. We have to correct that, whether it's throwing over the top of the linebackers or there's spacing problems going on in the secondary. That needs to be addressed and corrected, you know. But, hey, we got the dub, you know. Just like I said before, just like a loss, got to do the same thing with a win. Pump and dump, you know, on to the next one. And so now we got to worry about, you know, New Orleans and, you know, we got to look at Taysom Hill, of course, Alvin Kamara, you know, We got to wrap up and tackle. None of that arm tackle garbage. Come up and hit somebody, Make some things happen. Jar the ball loose if you can. I want to see some hits like that, Snot bubbles. Let's get it, But basically, I'm just looking forward to us just playing some solid football and doing what we need to do to come out with another dub, We're playing in New Orleans, so I kind of want to see a lot of the New Orleans fans walking out of there with the stink face like they just finished watching some video on Kanye on mainstream media or something, But that's all I got, man. Loving what I'm seeing. We just got to keep improving, building that firm foundation, especially with the line, Love you guys as always. Peace.
All right, there he is, Ray Raider. We love you too, brother. Awesome call. Awesome call. Good stuff there from River. I love that talking about the stink face while we're walking out. I love it. Lencho dropped a $10 donation in there. We appreciate you, Lencho. That gets you into the running for the, what are we giving away? The Devontae Adams signed jersey tonight. Corey Fleck drops a $50 donation in there and says, cheers, nation. We appreciate you, Corey Fleck. So good to meet Corey Fleck. Corey Fleck was at the tailgate.
Yeah,
that was cool, man. It was good to meet Corey Fleck. We appreciate you, my friend, and appreciate all the incredibly kind donations that have come in. You got Swag Jeff busy over there, loading up the poker chips in the bucket, and that's an awesome problem for us to have because that means we're raising some good money for the One Nation Foundation tonight, giving to all Raiders-related charities. All right, let's go. We got two more to get to. Let's check in. We've heard them from twice via email. Now we're going to hear from them via voicemail. These are the Mengus boys.
Check 1 2 1 2. Is this mic working? Check 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2. Microphone. Okay, it works. It works. Microphone. It works. Okay, are we ready? OFR Radio. Stand up now. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, tonight, Mengus Generation presents its two-time OFR Gemini Men Tag Team Champion of the World, Superstar Daniel Mengus, the badass Matthew Mengus, the new age outlaws, and for the millions and for the thousands in the chat. And the millions of Raider fans.
And the tens and tens of listeners
around the world.
Thousands.
Let's get ready to suck it! And of course, as it's always been for 25 years, degeneration. If you ain't down with that, we got 2 words for ya! Suck it!
Nice. Nice job, Mengus boys. Oh, my gosh. It's not often you get emails and voicemails from the same folks. So good stuff there. Well, and as Mosh would say, that's all one guy anyway. So we appreciate you, Mengus boys, and all of the amazing callers and emailers we have had tonight. Man, we got a lot to get to before we get out of here. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it over to Swag Jeff, who is going to award a Sizzler Award. That goes out to the best email or phone caller of the week. And we have so many, Swag Jeff. I bet this was a little tough tonight.
It was, absolutely. So we started with some great emails. Fargo, Daniel Mengus, the Mengus Boys Collective, Raider Shank, Paul. Of course, we started out with our voicemails with Aaron the Q-Dog Raider. Houston Raider Steve, who says there's only one thing that he loves more than sports, and you know what it is. Josh in the 703 says, man, F the Saints. PSP Raiderette hopes to make it down to Nashville next year, and us too.
Yeah.
And because, it seems like the Titans play here like almost every year.
Yeah.
And we never play at home, so it's always here in our home. So, so it's a good chance that you may be able to come down and hang with us for sure. And if not, just come on.
Just come and hang out.
Just come and hang out. Yeah, we don't need the game for that. And then, of course, Rev Raider that says, pump and dump after this win, man. It's on in New Orleans. And somebody, please hit somebody.
Let's go.
Please.
Not bubbles, he says.
Please. Yeah, absolutely, man. And then the Mengus boys just gets me fired up, man.
They do.
And
I
yeah.
see badass Billy Gunn. I see Shawn Michaels. I
Totally.
see Triple H. I see
it all.
China. It's all about DX,
you do.
baby.
Yeah,
Let's go.
It's all about it. It's all about it, man. For
On the
sure.
Road Dogg, Jesse James. I forgot him.
Yeah. So this week, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. So this week's the Sizzler Award goes to Paul.
I am the Sizzler.
Sizzler.
Nice job, Paul.
Sizzler.
Sizzler. Sizzler. Sizzler. Sizzler.
We are Metallica, and we are here for your Oakland Raiders!
You know why we out here, and we ain't playing around today.
From The Walking Dead to errant Jedi Knights, Raiders fans are a rogues gallery.
Hollins, throw it to Mac Hollins more. All right, we appreciate you so very, very much, Raider Nation. Everybody, hey, here at the Wire, another $80 donation from our good buddy out there in Hawaii. He is Pineapple, $80, man. Thank you so very, very much. And Pineapple, no need to send me your address because I've sent you stuff. Like, I love it when we see like repeat winners, man. It is so very, very cool. And we appreciate all those amazing donations. Swag Jeff is over there stacking up poker chips once again. And we appreciate you so much. Michelle, go ahead and shout out the chat room while Jeff's tallying that up.
Jesus right before that donated 10, and he said, if I can afford a 6-pack for $10, then why not donate to the One Nation Foundation?
Oh, let's go. Thank you, Jesus.
Nice.
Much respect. Thank you, brother.
And we got Corey Flex in there, Paul's in there, Pineapple, Lee B, Jesus, Ebony, my girl, Lee B, I think I said that, Capo, Jay's in there, Trinidad. Listen.
Everybody's in there.
All the regulars.
And they're all
it's
waiting.
Like Cheers here.
It's like, yeah, there you go. Everybody knows your name, right?
That's right, yeah.
And so everybody's waiting because we're ready to give it away. We appreciate everybody in there.
Holy cow. And Lee B at the buzzer, we'll count it.
Heck yeah, we'll count it. Yeah, throw it in there. Another $10 in there from Lee B. He says, F it, give me another poker chip. Okay. Deal. And here's the thing, too, is that like, you know, we appreciate all these donations so very, very much. And even if you don't win anything, and I mentioned we have repeat winners, and but even if you don't win anything, know that this money is going to a fantastic cause. It's going through our foundation, the One Nation Foundation, to the Blitnikoffs, which sponsors Tracy's Place of Hope, which offers rehabilitative services for young women that are at risk of substance abuse and domestic violence. So it's going to an incredible, incredible place, and we can't wait. Miss Ebony dropping another $10 in there and says, for the hell of it, we appreciate you, Miss Ebony. Yeah, keep Swag Jeff working.
That's right.
If we can keep him working while I'm talking, then we'll definitely add that back in. And know this too, that we're going to give away the signed Davante Adams jersey. But if you don't win the signed Davante Adams jersey, we're going to send you some shirts too. I think we'll
we'll pick a couple of those as well.
Yeah, we've got to. We've got enough money coming in tonight. We're going to send out some Raiders fan radio shirts, and so we appreciate you all so very, very much. So, are you finalized there, Jeff? You need me to?
I think so, unless you want to keep stalling and see if there's anyone else who wants to throw in anything.
No, I think, they tell BL drops another $20, and they're
right.
unbelievable.
That's
you guys.
right, yeah.
This is unbelievable. So I'll tell you this, man. Thank you so very, very much. And for those of you that are new to the show, you can find us each and every week right here on the YouTubes, youtube.com/Raiders Fan Radio. That is 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. You can also find us on any audio podcast service. All you got to do is search Raiders Fan Radio on your internet-connected device, or look on Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher. If they got a podcast, you can find us. And so we appreciate you. And so I'm not trying to stall you out here because I know you're all desperately waiting.
But though, of what the Bolitnikoff Foundation does. Though.
Yeah,
like the
please.
Tracy's Place. Like, give a little rundown of
like what
that.
they actually
like
do?
What they do, yeah. Like,
So-
what are their donations going towards?
So not only do they, I mentioned they offer rehabilitative services, and Foxy Scorpio in there with another $20 donation.
yeah.
Appreciate you, Foxy
Chewy
Scorpio. So what does that mean? Rehabilitative services. Well, they bring these young women in and they give them a sanctuary. They give them a safe place. And not only are they getting them healthy, and whether that be like a, whatever scenario that they're trying to escape from, but they rehabilitate them. So they give them tools and they give them life skills to be able to get back out there and to be able to do for themselves. They teach that self-sufficiency, whether that's resume building or, anything, domestic skills, any of those kinds of things. Those are the things that they do for these young women. And, and not only, so now that's Tracy's Place of Hope,
right,
but now the Bolitnikoff Center of Hope, which is this, it's the newest facility. This is all counseling. So now it's not only getting them healthy and teaching them these skills, but now they're counseling all these young women as well. And so it's just, we all three of us have talked about it, before the show about like putting in the work, like you have traumas in your life and the things that you have to do to work through those things and to keep them from, coming out in negative behaviors as we get older. Those are the kind of skills that they're giving these young women. And it's just, I could be more prouder of our affiliation with them, and I'm thankful to Angela and Fred for welcoming us in. Yeah. And listen, I'm not going to lie, it's a fan dream come true for us to go and hobnob and to you know what I mean, and to share space with these Raider legends and all these folks. But that's not what it's all about. Right. And so I appreciate you saying that, Michelle, and just know that Raider Nation.
Well,
that's
I think people, they don't realize like how much work goes into those services. Like for a woman, speaking as a woman,
please, please,
relationships that are dangerous. I can speak from experience that having those opportunities, like having a place, and hey Zeke, are you loving me? Having those opportunities to go somewhere where you can get all of the services that you need, the counseling especially, because I think you have a lot of behaviors that you need to unlearn. Because you grow up in situations where you see things that you think are normal and they're not normal, and you model those things until you know that they're not normal. And so I just think places like this are so vital for, especially like a woman that has children or those kind of things.
Absolutely,
like having those places, like I just can't express how important something like this is for women to be able to access. Like having the access to that, there's not words for me to express like how important something like this is. I just think it's incredible that's even a possibility, and it should be like in every city. It should be these should be everywhere.
100%, absolutely, very well said, Michelle. Thank you very, very much. That brings a lot of, you know what I mean, and that's the reality of it, and that's what we're doing here tonight. You know what I mean, and so we can paint up and be silly and have fun, and the dogs attacking Swag Jeff and like all the goofiness that goes on here in the fan cave, but the reality of it is exactly what that sentiment, and I appreciate you saying that too from experience and a female perspective about what's going on with that, and so thank you. Thank
literally
you for that.
change. This is changing people's lives. Like that's the thing that's like, I'm almost emotional because you think about like just a particular person. It's literally going to change her life, and her kids' lives. Their trajectory is going to be different than she could have ever imagined because she has the services that she needs. That's a big to me.
That's so awesome.
That's a big
Thank
deal.
you, Michelle.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, Swag Jeff, we got another $20 donation in there from Ron.
Yeah, they're still $20
still
keep flying
coming
in, man.
But Raider Gears and Threads, that's our buddy Jay, says see you in New Orleans in the Crab Fest in December. Absolutely, we can't wait to see you, Jay. And hey, I hate to cut it off because I know that we've got these donations keep coming in, but we got to at some point we got to go home. You know what I mean?
I gotta get those wontons. I'm gonna stop and get wontons.
Oh yes.
But we appreciate you again. We can't appreciate you all enough and your generosity. And so let's go ahead and let's tally it up. And Michelle and Jeff, please go ahead and handle the honors here. And let's give some cool stuff away.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hey, so thanks. This has been so fun. This is so cool,
gosh,
and all these stuff that flew in right here at the end. Can't thank you guys enough. So I'm gonna put all these in there, and then Michelle, you're gonna pick right there. Yeah, so you're gonna draw them. So I'm gonna put them in there. So just starting from the first to the last, we had 29 people donate tonight, which may be a record for us. And Ebony right there. Let's. I'm going to count that as well. Yeah. So another one.
Ebony with a $10 donation there at the end.
Yep.
Thank you, Ebony. Thank you, Miss Ebony.
Yep. Absolutely there. So let's see here. Hold on one second. Let me give her that last chip right there. Okay. Riveting radio. Yeah. So
okay.
hey,
It's worth
yeah,
it. Hey, it's
yeah,
worth it.
Absolutely. So amazing testimonies and stuff like that, talking about the Biletnikoff Foundation and what that means to us and stuff like that. But you know, as a fan, you're also raffling to get to win this signed Davante Adams jersey, which is just freaking badass, bro. So we're gonna go with a $40 donation tonight. Aaron the Q Dog Raider. $70 donation, Matthew Mangus.
Thank you, Matthew.
Ty to Raider, $20.
Thank you, Ty.
Let's see, Daniel Mangus, $40.
Thank you, Daniel.
Ebony Graves, $80.
Thank you, Miss Ebony.
Ron the Materator, $40.
Hey, thank you, Ron.
Kill Jadis, $10.
Thank you, Kill Jadis.
Vicky Everett, $20.
Thank you, Miss Vicky.
Trinidad, $40.
Thank you, Trin.
John Ogle, $20.
Thank you, John.
Yoshi, $10.
Thank you, Yosh.
Silver and Black Today, Scott Gilbranson, $20.
Hey, thank you, Scott.
Yeah, Lee B, $20.
Thank you, Lee.
My wife, $50.
Hey, and if
I win that, then I'll
give it away to somebody else.
I'll pick someone.
There you go.
Let's see. Raider Den, $50.
Thank you, Raider Den.
Raider Classics, $30.
Hey, thank you, Raider Classics.
Houston Raider Steve, $10.
Thank you, Steve.
Izzy Mitz, $20.
Thank you, Izzy.
Big Boy Mario, $20.
Thank you, Mario.
Fabricator Gil, $20.
Thank you, Gil. He's already got one.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Corey Fleck, $50.
Right on, Corey.
Lencho,
Thank you,
$10.
Thank you,
Jesus
Lencho.
Alvarez, $10.
Thank you, Jesus.
B Al, $20. Foxy Scorpio, $20. Raider J, Raider Gears and Threads, $20.
Oh my gosh.
And then your big boys.
Here we go.
Yeah, then you got your big boys. So with $200 donation tonight, Pineapple.
Whoa! Thank you,
Yeah.
Pineapple.
Yeah. Another $200 donation, Big Bass Raider.
Oh, let's go, Big Bass.
Yeah. And then another $200 donation, Wonton Steve.
Oh, thank you, Wonton Steve.
Absolutely, man. So hey, we raised a ton of money tonight. We're definitely gonna draw for this this jersey right here. We're also gonna pick a couple. Hey, easy there, Zeke. Oh
Come
my
here,
gosh, he's killing Michelle over here.
Here, I'll make it.
Yeah. Go get him. Yeah, this is awesome. Hey, so before we make this drawing, and Michelle's gonna she's gonna mix it up before she draws as well. But I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you guys. So we raised tonight, Murph, if you can hear this right here, we raised $1,350. Hey, let's freaking go, guys! Raider Nation, you're the best.
Holy
you're the real
crap.
MVPs. This is so cool. Thank you guys so much.
Amazing. Thank you.
$1,350
Wow.
goes straight to the One Nation Foundation and turn to the Biletnikoff Foundation. So Michelle is mixing these up.
Ready?
Super good. So yeah, so let's tilt it up this way. So you got it? Oh, well, you got it.
I did.
You got it. No, you got your pick. Okay. So you look at it, don't show it to anybody else. Is it higher or lower than 15? It's higher than 15. Okay. All right. Let's do a drum roll. Yeah, show it right there.
Yeah.
What number?
Oh my gosh, the tension. Do you see it? There goes 19.
19. That is Wonton Steve.
Hey, Wonton Steve.
Wonton Steve. Congratulations, my friend. Wow.
That's fantastic.
Oh,
That's
that
awesome.
is
What happened to my
awesome.
camera there? I
What? I
got
took
all wonky.
Yeah, because Michelle was over there next
Oh,
to
was
you.
that what it was? Oh, well,
Dude,
thank you.
You let me produce this damn show, Jeff.
Shut up.
Hey, Michelle, pull a couple more chips because we're gonna give away some shirts.
We're gonna give away 2 shirts for sure.
Okay, Wonton Steve, congratulations for winning that signed Davante Adams jersey. Now let's give what? Let's give 3 away.
3 shirts.
3 shirts. We're gonna do a consolation prizes here. So and you can't win twice. So if you've already won once, then okay. It's a different number. Okay,
It is a different number.
All right. Okay, there you go.
All right.
All right, number 5.
Number 5. That is Pineapple.
Hey, Pineapple! Congratulations. All right, so we will send you just send us your size. Anybody
send us the size.
that you send at show@RaidersFanRadio.com, send us your size for these 3 shirts and your address too, even though I already have yours, Pineapple. Okay, yeah.
All right, look at it. Make sure it's not a
make sure it's not a repeat. No, it's not a 19 or a 5. It's an 8.
8. Big Bass Raider.
Hey, Big Bass Raider. Same thing. I think I've got your address already, but send us your shirt size.
Yeah, I'd say you probably have it.
I got that too, but yeah, that's okay. But keep them coming anyways. All right, one more.
All right, one more.
All right, here we go. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. All right. Yep. Got another
a new one?
number?
Okay.
Okay. All right, here we go. It's number
24. That is Corey Fleck.
Hey, Corey Fleck.
There you
right
go.
on, brother.
So, yeah, absolutely. So, hey, so Wonton Steve, if you're still in the chat and you're listening, man, hit us up. You can email us a multitude of ways. Murph at Raiders Fan Radio, Swag at Raiders Fan Radio, Show at Raiders Fan Radio. Any three of those. Send us an email and with your address and name and all that good stuff. We will be getting this Devontae Adams jersey out to you. And then, yeah, Pineapple, Big Bass Raider, and Corey Fleck. Get us your contact info, and we will be sending you a shirt. Send us your shirt size, all that good stuff. And we will be sending you some swag, bruh.
Oh, my gosh. Amazing. Give him a round of applause again, Jeff.
Absolutely.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Thank
you know what?
So good.
So we also we put out on social media. We called out and a huge response.
It was
huge response.
overwhelming.
We had ones and ones of people respond to this.
Ones and that was all of them. Just ones and ones. One and one.
And three.
And three.
Ramon.
Actually, three.
Oh,
yeah.
and one. Yeah, and Ramon.
Yeah.
So hey, so Raider Ramon and Kevin the Raider Nerd and Ron the Materator.
All sent us pictures.
All sent
we
us
asked
pictures.
for pictures
We
of your
asked for the
Halloween
pictures
costume.
of their Halloween costume. So right here, right there, you see
Look at
that is
Ramon,
Ramon
man.
right there.
Looking
He's
strong,
ready to
brother.
go.
Hardcore
Looking
right there.
strong,
That's
dude.
hard.
Looking healthy as ever, man. He's good to go.
Got his for those of you on the audio podcast, got a Mandalorian helmet on.
Yes.
And a Derek Carr shirt.
Looks like he ripped
because
his
it has no
sleeves off,
sleeves.
dude.
Yeah, but it's the Raiders Fan Radio Get Made shirt, which is very cool.
Absolutely. And then right there on your I guess that'd be on your right. That'll be Kevin the Raider Nerd, and then Ron the Materator right here on your left, right here, man.
Get a little closer to the camera here so they can get a good look at that. There you go. So there's Kevin in his Quiet Riot, bang your head outfit with his Raider derby on, and then Ron in his DADC shirt with like a demon head on there. That looks awesome, guys.
Absolutely.
Great job.
Hey, man.
Great job.
So
on
the
costumes,
three of you guys, I think we got all your guys' phone numbers or whatever. So shoot us a text with your size and your address. I'm gonna send all three of you guys a shirt.
Everybody gets a shirt.
I'm gonna send all three of you guys a shirt,
Good
man.
stuff.
Yeah,
Awesome,
thanks
man.
for participating.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I can't thank you all enough for tonight. This has been an absolute. Oops, I dropped my chicken.
Oh, my chicken.
There we go. There we go. I'll just do it like this. All right, here we go.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, we appreciate you, Raider Nation, so very, very much. Your kindness is absolutely insane. I don't even know what to say. The generosity and the kindness of Raider Nation is completely unmatched. And, you know, whether we're a dopey little fan show or not, at the end of the day, we have the most amazing community of listeners. And that is what makes this thing so amazing. And we just love you guys so very, very much. Your generosity is completely just, I don't know. I don't even have words. I don't have good words for it enough to justify what you all did tonight, raising $1,350 for the One Nation Foundation. Thank you so very, very much. We will see you here back next week at 7 p.m. Pacific and 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 Eastern. It's late. I'm going to get on out of here. Thank you, guys. We love you so very, very much. Thank you, Michelle, for being here.
Yeah. It was a good time, man. I'm just always happy to be here. Go Raiders.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah.
Enough said.
Enough
Go
said,
Raiders.
man. Yeah, and you know,
Raiders.
Big Bass Raider in the chat said it best. The real winner tonight was the One Nation.
That's right.
Amen.
That's
Let's
right.
go, Big Bass.
Totally.
Thank you, brother.
Totally agree with that, man. And you know, man, I'm with you, Murph, and Michelle. I'm at a loss for words, man. This is such a fun thing that we do. Just the love that pours out to us, you know, on your behalf, guys. That's so cool, unbelievable. $1,350 tonight to the One Nation Foundation. Thanks to folks like Ebony Graves, Tiderator, and their B Al, Lencho, all those awesome folks, Big Boy Mario, that all donated awesome money and stuff like that. Thanks so much, everyone. This is great. Thanks for tuning in for the Halloween special episode of Raiders Fan Radio, where we take a lighter side journey into the dark side. Don't forget, boys and girls.
What happens in Vegas started in
Good night, everybody. We love you.
Good night, YouTube.
Goodbye.
Wait, I got to finish with this. Wait, where's it at? Oh, now this is the time my computer. Here we go.
Just want to say this meetup group that I'm a member of. I'm not gonna lie to you. I joined that group so I can meet women.
Hell yeah.
You gotta be honest. There's one thing I enjoy over sport, and you know what that is.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.